Good, ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dames, sirs and ma'ams, every single one, welcome to the Diablo 4 PTR. Finally, time to play another day. Haven't had too much playtime yet with a PTR, sadly, but we made a couple of very broken builds so far with the chaotic uniques, and today we're looking forward to making two more crazy druid builds. Right now, I can already show you what we're playing. We are currently rocking our Boulder druid, since that one is pretty decent. By the way, I gotta turn that one on here. Thank you for reminding me. Chippy, thank you for the 23 months of subscription. Chippy, you subscribed before I could get everything running. Hope you're doing well. Mick, also good to see you there. Savage, wonderful, good greetings. So good to have you all here, ladies and gentlemen. Finds that one is running. Making sure everything is up. God, where is this one here? Connected. Much. Good, I got it. So we are having a Boulder druid with chaotic perks, which I figured out can go for over 1,000% bonus damage with overabundance. I learned that today, Chad. That is actually a possibility. And I simply wanted to try this out like with the full functioning version. And then we're going to make a Pulverized druid. We're going to be making a companion druid today and more. I just simply wanted to get my boulders rolling another time, as I wanted to see if I can get like the 200 billion plus 558 billion. Yep, thank you. if I can get it more regularly, 872 billion, 13.5 trillion, 26.26 trillion to chat. How is that possible? Well, it's because of the overabundance. Overabundance says whenever we get more than 50 bonus spirit from any source, then we get more damage, right? So we end up pretty much just bonus damage stacks up due to the 10 rotating boulders extremely quick, so that you pretty much end up in a situation where in a 5-second frame you're adding another 1,000% bonus damage to the frame. And well, you can pretty much see how that's going trillions wise right now, correct? Yep, this is exactly how I wanted it to be. The full build guide for this is, by the way, uploaded. This is also not bugged, surprisingly or unsurprisingly, if you want to know. This is simply working as intended. Just crazy to say, like, I mean, like, trillions of damage, but you would have to, like, you'd have to get a significant, certain, some stuff together to really make this work towards this way. So it's not going to be like, you know, I play the game casually. Nah, you gotta get really good stuff, but that's pretty nice to see. It's crazy how quickly you're taking them out. Well, but you gotta consider, like, it's only pit 85 quotation mark only, but we're literally doing trillions of damage, right? And like, yeah, I mean trillions. That's quite a lot. But even for the boss here, you can see the damage stacking up, like so even there it's working. It takes a bit longer versus the boss because I have like a bit less instances of lucky hit for resource and that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's plenty enough overpowers coming together. Okay, that was pit 85. Now let's do an Infernal Horde, because that is something I need to like do a bit more. And then we're going to be doing another build. Okay, so first Infernal Hordes, that's Infernal Compasses, thank you. And then we're going to be doing let's do an Aider. So I'm still trying to figure out like which is the best strategy currently. I'll prepare to end, but well, we uploaded already 3 good builds today for you because I wanted to have you have something to play around with, but also something to look forward to. Because I think this season is going to be plenty insane. Like, people are only looking at the chaos perks and they're completely discarding the chaotic uniques, because I feel like the chaotic uniques is where it gets just super interesting. I mean, every chaotic unique is always maximum aspect. The new season is going to start, Mr. Padres, in October. This is the test server right now where we test broken stuff. Ergo, we got to test these things here right now and see how how massively they are broken, or if they're actually working in the bounds of the game as intended, right? Because that's also important. Like, what is strong as it should be? For example, I have a necromancer that also does trillions of damage, but it is, again, not broken trillions of damage. So it's kind of like intended damage. PTR is also obviously never something to take for, how do I say this now? Like, since on PTR you always have good gear, right? I mean, the gear I have right now, like with the things I have on it and exactly in the right slots, you just don't achieve that on live server often. It's hard trying to compare that. Ether Goblins, here, Mouse have a chance to spawn Hellborn on death. I always like that one. It was so cute. How's Companion Druid looking? Well, Companion Druid is right now bugged because it goes for infinite damage scaling into negative Integra damage. So you're literally doing quintillion damage, like, you know, billions, trillions, and then quintillions, and it breaks. I will make it today, and we'll see where the bug is coming from. That being said, despite the bug, the Companion Druid should turn out to be massively strong. So even without the bug, it should perform admirably. As the Raven Druid just seems to be like very adding up multipliers nicely. So that's what we're gonna put together, and we'll see if we can actually take the bug out of it to get a more realistic view on it, right? First thing I want to see though is how the actual how would Pulverized Druid perform? Why is Pulverized Druid so interesting? Pulverized Druid can use the Rotten Lightbringer, right? The main weapon that Pulverized Druid has, guys, the Rotten Lightbringer. That Pulverized Druid, can use the Rotten Lightbringer as a pair of legs now. I mean, think about it for a second. So your usual two-handed weapon that you have for main damage, right? Your usual two-handed weapon damage you need can now be used as a pair of pants, and you can wield a normal two-handed weapon and get like another aspect that you multiply up, right? You can get another aspect that's then 100% boosted. You can get another temper, another double damage temper, whatever you're looking for. How do you like the PoE 2 patch info, Shuriken? I actually haven't been asked a single time because I haven't streamed since then. Shuriken, I like the PoE 2 patch info a lot. I mean, we released already the whole video on it because it was like really good information. And I am very excited now to play the next PoE 2 patch. I mean, I have been excited before already without the info, but now with the bonus info on the horizon, I'm even more excited. Okay, I technically just don't want to do the chaotic waves, as like the chaotic waves, they break a little bit what Infernal Hordes are. I gotta say, in the beginning, I really like the idea of the chaotic waves, right? But there has like a little problem crystallized out though, that yes, as good as the chaotic waves are, right? The issue here is that they're kind of not fitting the progressive nature of the Infernal Hordes. Because I pretty much have to do the chaotic waves, right? Because they're just the best thing for Ether, as you can see here. And if I don't do them, I'm going to fall behind in Ether. If I do them, then I'm not progressing my own Infernal Horde further, right? Because the chaotic wave itself doesn't give me like a cool bonus or anything. Oh, that's a bit sad when you think about it. I mean, look, this one chaotic wave here gave me now like hundreds of Ether, right? And look at this with the druid here, what we're racking up. I was at 130, right? I'm now at 500 from one single wave. What is this? What is this? Seeing big damage is satisfying to watch. That's why I'm saying you don't have to nerf what we're playing here right now, right? We're playing here right now with top-end equipment, and this is not even the best equipment possible. But what we're playing here right now with top-end equipment is strong, and strong things are fun. So strong things are allowed to exist. Even though Blizzard seems to sometimes disagree, they're like, strong things are allowed to exist for one single season, and then you're not allowed to have them exist anymore. I wonder if I am permanently unstoppable, right? Oops, I died. If I'm permanently unstoppable, chat, right? Can I still die to... can I still get stunned in that phase? Because there are those lasers that are supposed to stun you, right? And then you lose the reliquary. But if you're permanently unstoppable, can you even lose the reliquary? King Ghost Wolf, good to see you there, partner. What game is this? This is the game called Diablo 4. Where we're currently playing on the public test realm to test out broken things for Season 10. To then absolutely not tell Blizzard about them so they don't nerf them, right? Then keep it a secret from them and be like, nah, about broken things. I haven't seen any broken things, Blizzard. Nah. Like, also don't look at my druid videos. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Now, could you shut your goddamn fly trap? This is where we're going to spend the season grinding. Partially yes, partially not. The thing of why you're going to do Infernal Hordes is for the chaotic uniques, because Mr. Bartok is dropping chaotics uniques every single time, and I'm pretty sure that you can probably increase the amount of chaotic uniques he's dropping. End of the day, you're still going to hang out at Belial. Ever tried Spiritborn? Spiritborn just has nothing really interesting for me. I mean, the only way how I deem Spiritborn somewhat intriguing is when Spiritborn is broken, right? But most of the time, Spiritborn, like, yeah. When it gotta be massively broken or it's not worth it to even look at it, in my humble opinion. Might be the worst of the ether faces. Like, it's like destroy these things, right? And then pick up the ghost for Bone of the Ether. I compare this to the goblin face, right? Like I can simply not, if I'm not a Sorc or if I a rogue with dash abilities, right? I can simply not get a lot out of this wave. Gonna already have like insane movement speed and whatsoever to kind of make most out of it. So pick it all up. Best part about the build is we can now play the Mjolnir Ring, which we usually don't play in this build, on our pants. And we can play Dolmen's Tome and Banished Lord's Talisman together. Also something you usually don't do, right? You usually do not have Dolmen's Stone and Banished Lord's Talisman. You have either Dolmen's Stone or Banished Lord's Talisman. I feel like this is going to be the season of the Banished Lord's Talisman, because you can pretty much make every skill overpower by having a Banished Lord's Talisman as your boots, hands, gloves, whatever, right? But you can still play a main amulet on top attached to it. The sun, though, with the new changes, it was a bit tricky to get running because the Hurricane is hard to get overlapping. Since usually you would be using tempers on your gear for Hurricane duration, but I do not have tempers on my gear left for Hurricane duration, right? Because I have been, like we're playing so many chaotic uniques. So you kind of have to, like really min-max a lot. I'm currently at, what is it? I'm at 12 seconds cooldown. And here, I'm at 10.55 seconds cooldown, 11.2 seconds duration, right? So it's like, it's just enough to work. Matthew, good to see you there, partner. Just enough to work. Get wrecked, Bartok. See, now that you kill Bartok, he's the one that gives you the gear you need, right? So we're gonna loot all of this stuff. And he gave me now 1 chaotic unique, Kill of the Black Wing, which is actually really good for me. We get Earthbreaker. That is Earthbreaker usually a chest piece? Yeah, it is also a Chaos Unique, and we get a Chaos Unique helmet. So, like, literally 3 Chaos Uniques from it, and a normal Rotten Lightbringer, which we don't want to have. Do Infernal Hordes feel different? They are vastly different. So special. They're still the same. So the Infernal Hordes did not change, but the boons and the banes changed. For example, one of my favorite boons and banes is Ether Fiends are now Ether Lords. And you can say Elites are also Ether Fiends. So Elites are going to be Ether Fiends and Ether Fiends are going to be Ether Lords. And then you're actually spawning insane amounts of Ether Lords. The problem is that these bane boons are actually bugged. Sadly. So, yeah. That's a bit unfortunate. But, like, as they do work, hopefully in the future correctly, things are going to be looking very good. Okay, this was here the start of the stream just to demonstrate you the awesomeness of, like, chaotic uniques. Like how you can get the Mjolnir Ring, the Banished Lords, and the Vasilis Prayer, so I can actually use the Earth Petition together, right? But what I wanted to do right now is I wanted to try out a Rotten Lightbringer build. Again, let me show you what is the Rotten Lightbringer and why is it so good the way I'm planning to do it. For this, we'll have to delete you. That's Madame Thorns. We have to make a new druid. Oh, we're not going to use that druid. Don't worry. We're going to use a new druid. That's going to be Pulverized. Because we're going to start anyways from the ground up with everything. I got my Pulverized Plana up. So the Rotten Lightbringer usually can go up to 600% bonus damage, right? And getting the Rotten Lightbringer up to 600% bonus damage is quite harsh. Like here, watch this. So we're going to put some of the stuff away that we don't need. All of you go away. Stay with me. So all of you goes away. Then let's open the stash here. So this would be the... This is the Rotten Lightbringer, right? 540%. It's my weapon. This is where it would usually be, right? That's where the Rotten Lightbringer would usually be and would usually fulfill his role. But now we're going to be like, okay, I need my pants. They are usually T-Bolt's will. I'm going to do gloves, chest, boots, legs. So now we're going to pick up these legs, right? And this is going to be the Rotten Lightbringer with 720%. Okay, so I got a pair of pants now. Like... That does exactly what I need them to do, right? And when we still need to have the chance for Pulverized to hit twice masterworked, that would be good if you at least get that. But you already have the insane thing for Pulverize just there, right? It's just there. And I can now put one of my aspects, one of my good aspects, the aspects that give me massively more damage. I can have that one on my two-handed weapon. We're making a new character, Isaac. Like it's the test server. It's faster to make a new character than to reskill an existing character, if that makes any sense to you. Just quicker. Okay, so now we get the Rotten Lightbringer here as my pants, right? So I can delete all the other pants as I don't need them. Which means we can actually play a normal two-handed weapon. So let's pick up the random legendaries. I mean, we want a two-handed hammer, I assume, right? That's an axe. That's not a two-handed hammer. Let's reroll that. Sometimes hard to find, like, your two-handed maces. I mean, we could obviously just obol gamble, but try in the beginning to at least get it like this. Nothing. Just a polearm, and I really don't want to have a polearm, so let's kick this all out after checking if there's anything even remotely interesting. I mean, that one is slightly better than the other one. And then we're going to figure out which aspect would make us so much stronger if it was doubled up on our weapon. Because currently we're playing the Rampaging Werebeast, but I think they nerfed Rampaging Werebeast, and we're playing the aspect of a Rabid Bear. And I think the... Oh, wow. The aspect of Rabid Bear would actually be insane. Oh, no. Oh, no, Chad. Oh, no. That would actually be insane. That is a good point. What's the aspect of Rabid Bear? Let me show you. We're going to go back to... Obolts. Let's gamble for a 200 mace. So we quickly need to get a greater affix 200 mace. That's a lot of Rotten Lightbringers, by the way. So you get willpower, you get vulnerable damage, you get damage, and yeah, let's take the willpower one. Okay, so this gives us basic overpower damage and everything. The aspect that we're looking for is Rabid Bear. So Rabid Bear says, while Grizzly Rage is active, your direct damage is converted into poison damage, and you deal 80% more poison damage, and you passively spread rabies. Now the thing is that my Rotten Lightbringer says, if no puddle is around you, Pulverized forms a puddle that guarantees its own overpower, blah blah blah, and it deals normal damage as poison damage, right? And Pulverized causes all close puddles to splash if their total damage within the areas, and is also poison damage. So technically having Rabid Bear on and then have this one instead of the amulet go to 120% and actually goes up to 160%, that should be very useful on here. The only sad part is that obviously the aspect of Grizzly, the Rampaging Werebeast got nerfed because Rampaging Werebeast was going, no, Rampaging Werebeast still goes up to 100%, yes. Which is useless, by the way, to have on an amulet because putting this on an amulet doesn't actually give you more damage, right? What we could do is we could choose the Shockwave aspect. Titan Quest 2, yeah, we're waiting for more patches, sir. So the Shockwave aspect, that can also go on the amulet if we wanted to. Now, obviously, we're going to see if we can play more chaotic uniques, right? So first, let's destroy everything that we have here in our inventory. And what kind of temper can we actually get as a bear? So you get the Pulverized hit twice. Yeah. So we could make sure to get Pulverized hit twice, completely full. Because usually you will wait for the greater affix, right? But even with the greater affix, I think it goes up to not 100%. So if I now temper this, I would hopefully get Pulverized hit twice temper. Wow. And then you would go for, what do? We need overpower damage. Yep. Gonna end up with vulnerable, right? So that would give us the chance for Pulverized to hit twice. Now we get a once in a while actually masterwork that. Ah, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, that damage over time needs to be re-rolled into something else. No one wants that. Okay, that's looking very good. Damage over time goes over to damage. Goes over to overpower damage. Thank you very much. Good. Working so far plenty well. Gabriel, you have lag? What do you mean, sir? The stream seems to be working perfect. I mean, I got the bitrate. Nothing seems to be weird. Everything okay on your side? So, now that we have this here, we usually would play the Air of Perdition. I think we're going to pull one Air of Perdition out of our Head of Riches, right? Because Air of Perdition is going for core skills, and core skills helps a lot with what we're doing. So you want to have that too. And you want to have the Ring of Starless Skies. I mean, obviously, we're not looking for the perfect rolls here right now because this is just for testing purposes to see if the idea of having Rotten Lightbringer as something might work out. So usually we would also play the aspect of Earth and Horror, which makes our Pulverize also an Earth skill. And that's obviously needed so Pulverize profits from everything. Because usually Pulverize would not profit from everything. So our boots need to be actually boots of Earth and Horror. Okay, I can see that. So that's like now Pulverize now it's an Earth skill, and then everything that profits for Earth skills will also make Pulverize better. Makes sense, right? Maul. Actually, we need to. Yeah, we get the Maul. That's fine. Got Pulverize. Going with our planner from last season. See if we need to do some adaptations as I might run into some resource-related issues. Interesting part is you deal 25% increased damage while Debilitating Roar is active, right? If I now would swap out of the form and back into the form, I could make sure to have debilitating roar always active. Interestingly enough. They sadly nerfed our rampaging werebeast. Where did I forget to put points in? I have 2 points spare, and I don't know where I need to put the spare point in. Oh, that's always bad. Makes my brain hurt. Reach the point where I need to spend the point. I think it's here. Is the roll of Pulverized hitting twice now lower? What do you mean? You get 1 on the weapon and you get 1 on the pants. How do you access it? You need to get yourself the BattleNet client. And in the BattleNet client, you can just scroll up from Diablo 4 to PTR. And then you can download the PTR. That's how it works. Lightbringer, no, the roll was always that high. It would be higher if I had it as greater affix, obviously. Playing background, yeah. So it's a bit like, don't have like when we're tapping out the music deflect the whole time. Okay, I gotta think about what I want to do with my gloves, because I don't have a good aspect for the gloves. So I have the shockwave aspect, I have the rabid bear aspect, and I have the grizzly rage on the ring. That means I don't need anything else, right? So that's the aspect of grizzly rage here, right? Grizzly rage. Oh my goodness. A rampaging werebeast, sorry. So that one is good here. That one is good there. That one is good here. But I don't need my gloves. So I could use another unique, chat. What unique do we have? Unique of gloves. So what... That's like the cool thing about K's armor, right? So what unique do we have as our gloves that could be insane? When you hit a healthy enemy with an earth skill, petrify them for 4 seconds against bosses that can occur once every 4 seconds instead. I can make my earth attack faster for no reason. You can randomly play a Locker's Amulet because it sets your skills gain critical strike chance for per point of primary resource you have when cast up to 48%. Each point of primary resource above 100 grants also bonus damage, but we don't really have more. Prolific Crescent is useless. Iridius. You could play Iridius to pull things together. That's not even a terrible idea. So, like, Iridius is casting ultimate skill, pulls in distant enemies, right? So, whenever you pop the werebeast, you pull them, like, in. I guess your ultimate cooldown. You could play a Banished Lord's Talisman because we're going to be spamming the Pulverized, but it doesn't do enough damage to kind of be worth it. Mjolnir Ring doesn't do anything for us. Crown of Lucian could work, but not really. Lightbringer we have already. Earthbreaker is for Landslide. We got Flesh Render for defensive skills, but we're not really doing that. Tempest Roar is useless. Flicker Step is bad. Vasili's Prayer as a glove wouldn't hurt with 23%. You get the Godslayer Crown. I always found the Godslayer Crown so YOLO because worst case scenario just pulls things together and gives you a bonus. Right? I don't see the lag you're saying, good sir. But we can make double sure. And just renew the video source so that is like running smoother. It's always possible. Right? You get like a smoother experience. Okay, what do we have? We have Hunter's Zenith was 30 seconds you spend on animal form. Your next core skill is guaranteed to overpower. Casting shapeshifting skills. No, we don't really do that. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to kind of use Hunter's Zenith, but it wouldn't also do much to us. It will give us Predatory Instincts. Predatory Instincts was not useful enough to actually play it. Great Stuff of the Crone doesn't do anything. There's not really a unique... I mean, I could just use the Godslayer Crown for fun on my gloves because it wouldn't hurt just to use it there. It's like not doing anything massive for us at this point. Okay, as a chess piece, we're still going to play... I mean, optimal scenario would be playing Shroud of the False Death, right? I usually don't play Shroud on my chess piece as I tend to not get it on the live servers, but I guess we'll put it on for now. See where this goes. We got sapphires, 4 of them. See where this is leading us. This is going to be a pulverized build, but a chaotic pulverized build. Okay, Chan? It's different to what you're used to. Ah, we got pulverized size here as well. Yeah, we needed that badly. I wonder if the poison pools are now correctly poison pooling. Because that's something they didn't do. They didn't properly poison pool before. Might be doing that now. Back to Diablo, sir. There's a test server. There's a test server. I will be enjoying the Diablo. Crit chance, lucky hit chance, and crit damage. And snake for the overpower. Okay. Yeah. We need Grizzly Rage cooldown reduction. That was Grizzly Rage cooldown reduction. As I said, Grizzly Rage cooldown reduction. Thank you very much. And we need overpower damage. Or crit damage. Doesn't actually matter. I'm gonna reroll the movement speed into something else. Let's keep it for now. Another Grizzly Rage cooldown reduction. Good. Good. Fantastic. Let's put on some some skulls. Is the game new player friendly? Yes, absolutely. If you haven't played, there's so much you can actually dive into until you hit the wall of having to really hardcore learn the game. So there's a lot of road to go down until you get to the point where we're at here right now. You see the new PoE 2? Did you see my video about it, sir? Q-Soul, have you not watched the video that wraps it all up? Okay. Now let's put on the powers because this is where it gets interesting, okay? So we have overabundance. Every 50 spirit you generate above your maximum increases your damage by 20%. So we gotta like get more spirit. That should work. Then we have Purge the Infected, because Purge the Infected says your core skills also apply 200% of their base damage as poisoning over 4 seconds. Dealing direct damage to a poison enemy spends 5 spirit to be a guaranteed critical strike. That should work with a Rotten Lightbringer, because that is then guaranteed critical strikes against poison enemies. So as long as we have enemies poisoned, it's crazy. And we could do another 100% overpower damage bonus. Now, if we shapeshift, we would also do some stuff, but we don't shapeshift. That's an actual problem. So we will probably play... Lucky hit for cooldowns. And we need to spend some Paragon points, and then we can test if the full new version actually does get the insane damage multiplier or not. We have tons of lucky hit chance, so it should technically work. We need Headhunter in this one. It should technically work and does actually work, or 2 pair of slippers. This is my very exciting druid build that I was really, really looking forward to playing. As like druid has another companion build that's also absolutely slapping. So we are going to be druiding out like crazy this season. What is that, Chaos Perks? Chaos Perks is the new thing in Season 10. You get Chaos Uniques, which are boosted uniques that can appear in every armor slot, okay? And then you get Chaos Perks. And Chaos Perks are like powers, but different because they're not actual powers, right? They are boosting what you do to make stronger what you do. And I have to say that so far, the perks allow you to do quite varied gameplay. For example, my Necromancer has a Chaos perk that allows me to use my... ultimate skills as core skills. And my core skills are ultimate skills right now. If you think about that for a second, it's actually really crazy, right? Well, so my ultimates, like Blood Wave, for example, is now a core skill. That means I can actually spam Blood Wave without ever thinking about it. Like, I can just spam it away now. So I don't need to look for triple cast aspects anymore. Nope. I'm just going to town. Absolutely going to town on that ability. So, that brings us up to the tippity top here. Perfection. And we're heading into the... oh no, that's actually not true. We're not going up to the tippity top here. I lied to you. Going up to the tippity side. Sounds fun? I dear hope so that it does sound like fun. Generally speaking, every build that has a unique, which relies on getting heavy damage boosts, okay, should heavily profit from the Chaos Uniques. Because suddenly they're going to get boosted like there's no tomorrow. I mean, the boosting that's happening is actually crazy. Which has me quite excited to see what other madness we can cook up. Okay. So yeah, I have run out of points. I have run out of points. Need to pull a lot of points back to make this work now. That is the Spirit Glyph. That was not supposed to happen. We're not supposed to run out of points, chat. Druid is very point hungry in general when it comes down to that. I gotta pull everything out we just invested here earlier just to boost the glyph like crazy. One, two, we need more. This one has enough. That one had too much. This is all like for the later boards when you're just trying to min-max out like crazy. And we're cool about this. Otherwise, I am in need of investing these properly. Good. Let's see how that feels now. I would like to destroy all of you. And then we can try out a companion druid. I'm currently not putting in runes because I need to see how it performs without runes. And then I need to think about runes. Mainly, I'm unsure if I'm able to maintain spirit right now. Okay. Let me check something. good. Let's begin with the 75 just to vibe in when we're sitting at the 90 with the Boulder Druid. Yeah, the Raven build that does negative infinite damage is sadly bugged. That being said, even with a bug, it should still perform admirably well down the line. Okay, 26 billion, that's what I like to see. 200 billion, that's what I like to see, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so this is billions of damage, exactly how I wanted it to be. Yep. Okay, good. Yeah. We're doing more damage than any of them can handle, so we gotta do higher pits already to make this escalate. Need more attack speed. So the theory was already solid that moving the aspect around is going to... Yeah, there are 175 billion, chat. You've seen it. 12.5 trillion, ladies and gentlemen. The 12.5 trillion has been hitting. Okay, my plan worked out. That's good to see. Well, this is toxic pulverized druid. The goal is that you make poison pools. Ah, there it was, another trillion. So you make these poison pools, and then you slam the poison pools with your aftershock to have them spew out like these poison blips, and then these poison blips are going to guarantee overpower. And since I guarantee overpower crit strike right now, things are actually even more insane than they have been before. So the build was already good, but now we have like more guaranteed 346 billion. Thank you very much. Even more guaranteed crazy damage, right? Lightning Druid from a few seasons back is sadly not working anymore. There's because they ruined how Cataclysm works with some runes. Now the fun part is, chat, you haven't even seen my runes, so we haven't even used the Quox rune yet, because usually we would be using Ahu Quox, and if we use Ahu Quox, we're getting another 100% bonus damage. So the thing is that we are just missing 100% bonus damage right now. So let me quickly just grab that. Okay, Chan? Quickly just grab that bonus damage. Was the most exciting game at Gamescom? I tested some unannounced title that I literally can't tell you anything about because, well, really unannounced titles. Pen and Blade Zero was really fun. But I also saw Blood of the Dawnwalker, and Blood of the Dawnwalker is going to be great. Because Blood of the Dawnwalker, it's that vampire game, by the way. It looks and plays a bit like The Witcher, but it's not The Witcher. It's actually better than that, better combat system. What I really liked about Blood of the Dawnwalker is they have a day and night mechanic, but the day and night mechanic, at the same time as it is going to influence your personal powers, is also influences how quests work. So you can finish a quest in Blood of the Dawnwalker at night and at day. And at night and at day, they play different. Okay, let's see what Pit 90 does. Yeah, so you can, like, if you do the quest at day, there will be a different outcome as when you finish the quest at night. And some quests are just optimally to be played at night, and some quests are optimally to be played at day. What am I doing? Well, I'm stacking up a buff. Okay, so this is Pit 90, chat. And we're still almost one-hitting them all. Right? You should be going through a Pit 90 and then just kill them with trillions of damage. 470 billion, 734 billion. 40 trillion, 307 trillion? Okay. Okay. Sir. I need you to calm down there. Try the Silk Song demo. Nope. I mean, the moment Druid is able to clear a pit 100, pit 90 in like a couple of minutes. Why can't Rogue be like this? I'm not sure if Rogue can scale up like this. Main reason is usually that the only way how to get these insane damages is overpower, and Rogue is traditionally not the best source of overpower. Sure, there are ways to make Rogue overpower as well, right? Okay, I need a lucky hit. Yeah, thank you. See, like, my spirit was gone there, and I was literally waiting to actually get a lucky hit so I could get all my spirit back. Something to keep in mind. Do you think D4 is heading in the right direction? I mean, D4 has been heading in the right direction the past years. I mean, as much as you want to berate the team maybe for things they have been doing, but I humbly believe so. They have been doing a good job. Not all decisions were good. Not all nerfs and buffs were like really sense-making. And they did fumble it left, right, and center. But all in all, the direction has always been forward. Now that they still need to do so much more until the game could be called a 1.0 release and really like a product that makes a big sense, like it's a cohesive whole, that's still going to take a while, right? But we got to consider that patch 2.0, so when the expansion came out, was pretty much a relaunch. I mean, as much as you want to see it as the launch of the expansion, right? It was pretty much a relaunch. I mean, we started from the beginning. We started with a complete new classes, a difficulty system, level system, like equipment, like complete change to item power wise and all that kind of stuff. It's a whole different game. For Gamescom this year, I did 2 days of Gamescom and I'm already done with that. There's nothing anymore for me to do there. I don't have work at Gamescom, so there's not much reason to spend more time there, right? Like hanging out at Gamescom is not a useful use of my time. Right? I got no time for hanging out. I'd rather like come back home to make some videos about the new Path of Exile launch. When we get to prepare a lot of build guides for you, a lot of starter builds, because I'm pretty sure that you're thirsty for good starters. And yes, I seem like have to miss one single minion, so we need to go back to find one single minion. Zero announcement from Diablo at Gamescom. Yeah, BlizzCon, sir. When you pretty much, they have their BlizzCon, why would they announce anything at Gamescom at this point? Gamescom was all World of Warcraft, so they had a ginormous World of Warcraft midnight stand. So yeah. What does the R stand for in public test realm? Realm. I want D4 to be like D3? Absolutely not, sir. There's a reason why D4 is not like D3. It was weird they announced the expansion at Gamescom instead of BlizzCon. Well, I think it was like closer, more imminent, right? Good. This is the Pulverized druid, chat. And you've seen it, trillions of damage. Let's quickly take a note on how we would deal with Mr. Belial. When is BlizzCon in 2-3 months? It's usually in October or no, November. It's usually November. Tier 5 and higher would do nothing for the game. We've had the discussion now a couple of times if we want more torment tiers. But it would literally just worsen the game at this given point. Instead of making more torment tiers that create an elusive chase that is not useful for anyone, we need to flesh out the game with further content. And still, sadly, to this point, there needs to be way too many reworks on existing content as well. Yeah, we did it, Chad. We did it. Oh, they're skipping 2025 this year. Interesting. I was assuming they would do 2025. Is there anything more about Titan Quest 2? Titan Quest 2 released a timetable, a roadmap. Sorry, that's the word for it. Oh, I forgot my coffee. No! It's almost empty. This is the only way how you drink coffee when it's about to get cold. You gotta chuck it. Good. Titan Quest released a roadmap. In case you missed it. Titan Quest roadmap. 12th August. Feel like stormy clouds. Where was the roadmap? Where was the roadmap? They're like I saw the roadmap. Here. So we get the content update is the new chapter. We get a feature update, character creator, system update, new mastery. Future updates is chapters, items, enemies, and so on. And they actually gave us something of a timetable somewhere. I mean, 300,000 copies have been sold, which is kind of legit, right? That's crazy. But this was like, major updates are planned every 3 months, except balance changes, bug fixing, and minor updates every 1.5 months. So the first update you should technically expect around Christmas, before Christmas. Okay, Pulverized Druid is absolutely slaying, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we expected it. I think Companion Druid now? Raise your hand. You want Companion Druid? You don't want Companion Druid? Companion Druid, right? Also, for our vertical viewers, there's a horizontal stream running if you would like to come over. Let's do... Now Infernal Hordes? Oh, Infernal Hordes are easy with this one. I mean, we can quickly scoot and poop over. You're right. Sorry. I haven't shown you Infernal Horde. Pulverized works for Infernal Hordes really well. So I see your want. I raise by... Sure, why not? I don't want to be mean. How's Pulverized for leveling? Oh, Pulverized for leveling is godlike, Remy. Especially since they introduced the new spirit power. So since Pulverized used to be always a pain because it didn't have Gift of the Stack. And Gift of the Stack used to only give you spirit, and now it gives you 10 spirit every second. You used to literally run out of spirit. You're just not running out of spirit anymore, ever. Okay, Colossal Fiends. Ether Fiends spawn as Ether Lords and drop 3 times Ether. Sadly, this one is bugged. So I'm going to have my masses now spawn Hellborn on death. And we're going to activate Grizzly Rage. And so the big advantage of the Druid is that you have your poison pools, okay? But your poison pools are also getting activated by your shockwave. That means, like, whenever there is a poison pool anywhere, and I shockwave through, and you notice how big the shockwave range is, right? I am pretty much just standing in the middle, and I can turn in a circle, and I'm just hitting everything around me for trillions of damage. See, like that etheric mass there standing on Narnia, no problem. I still hit it because it might be standing on Narnia, but I am in the same arena with you. So I guess Pulverized Druid at this point is you're not like, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me, right? And we're just doing the do. Obviously, and that gotta be said, like a build like a Sorceress, which pretty much fills the whole arena with lightning damage. Like we have a good charge bolt Sorc for you. That's still somewhat more efficient, and the Boulder Druid is more efficient because it doesn't have to click anything for attacking, right? Very important. A Boulder Druid just is there, right? And the boulders are just rotating around you, and therefore you just limited by your movement speed. And obviously trillions of damage is useless for this, because what does a trillion damage use me on an enemy that already dies at like a 10 million, right? I mean, it's cool to have and it's cute, but it's also massive overkill. You saw a Twitter clip with that line. Well, maybe we saw the same Twitter clip, sir. The build looks pretty cool. It was one of the top Season 9 builds, but the top Season 9 build got even stronger in Season 10. Usually, I'm a bit averse to play last season's top builds, but if they got so much stronger, I need to show you, right? Like I played last season this. So usually, I'm like, next season, we're gonna start something different. But how can I? Like, how can I when this is so insane? The real crazy part is, okay, that the Rotten Lightbringer, like, you can get this as 200%, okay? So it goes from 200 to 600%, okay, guys? 200 to 600. That means you can get it so weak. But if it's a chaotic armor, it's 720%. Always. Qsol, thank you for the 69 months, by the way. Appreciate it, and welcome back, buddy. Like, I mean, think about it. It's always. Not sometimes. Not maybe. And that's like, yeah. Just gotta get that Rot Lightbringer, and you're good to go. Well, it's gonna be intriguing how easy it is to pull out these chaotic uniques, because it's gonna be like, hey, sir, so if you want to play this build this season, you just need the chaotic unique. Ha 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 ha. Why don't you have Grizzly Rage on your action bar? Because like it's activated, sir. So Grizzly Rage is running right now, as you can see, and as long as it's running, it's not in the action bar anymore. They kind of changed some things about Grizzly Rage because Grizzly Rage was too OP, and that's why we had to change things about it, and like right? Oh yeah, the damage is so good. I am very pleased with this. Definitely gonna be one of the top pit farming builds due to just simply how it works. Druid Nation, yep, and that's the second Druid build. So we have a Boulder Druid. Okay, for the people that missed, that weren't here at the start. So that's the Pulverized Druid. Okay, Chan? Then on top of the Pulverized Druid, we also have the other Broken Druid. And that would be our Boulder Druid. So just for everyone that just joined, we're online for an hour already. Some people might have missed this. Hi, name's Ponyhoff. Pleasure to meet you all. Happy Friday. First week of my daughter's school is now over, and she told me, you know what my daughter told me, Chad? It was her first week of school. She's now in first grade. And yesterday evening, in her band, she told me that she hates that she has to go to sleep because she would like to stay awake forever, so she could go to school whenever she likes to go to school. Yay. To talk about an overachiever, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the other build that also does trillions of damage. So that's a pit 90. Like, I mean, the Pulverized Druid is great, don't get me wrong. But there's something about the Boulder Druid that's just insane fun, because you just run around and you see these boulders and they're doing trillions of damage, okay? And they're just rotating around you, and everyone that comes in contact with them will just be turned into minced meat. Right? Like, it's just the fantasy of, I cast Boulder. It is rotating around me. This boulder is like, what, 200 tons. You get hit by Boulder, you're paste. You literally get turned into paste. Like, imagine Inarius when you fight him, or Lilith, and she's like, oh, I'm Lilith, like, you know, daughter of Mephisto, Archdemon-ness, like really nasty, and then she just gets smacked by boulders over and over again. Yeah, that's Boulder Druid. We're the build guide for that one uploaded, by the way, and the whole explanation why it works. But this is also thanks to chaotic armor, right? This is thanks to chaos uniques. Because we can mix and match stuff. Really funny. And that leads to, well, what you can see here. Has more overpowers than ever. Brent Barbarian, I haven't messed with Barbarian, but you can be aware that for the days being, as long as the PTR is up, I'll be testing stuff every single day, guys, okay? I'm here, I am really here, like, this time, there's no other games, there's nothing occupying my attention. I will have, like, 26, 27s, 28. That's going to be a Path of Exile time, right? Where we have to do Path of Exile stuff and talk about Path of Exile stuff. But until then, it's all about Diablo. It isn't worth it for D2 fans. The question is, why are you liking D2, Dom? So, like, first and foremost, don't listen to the internet. The internet is fucking stupid. then second and foremost, don't listen to Reddit. Reddit is even stupider, right? Do Lilith, but Lilith is stupid. I do too much damage, Munchna. I can't even, like, you know, we can't even do, like, cool kills on her. The game is absolutely worth it if you like to play ARPGs that are not too hard, that are rather casual, where you can reach a certain power curve every single season without a fault. You're good. I mean, I like Diablo because it's not too hard, right? If I want hard, I look at pictures of your mom, right? No, I'll play Path of Exile 2. That's when I want hard. But I don't want hard. Like, I sometimes want half casual, good ARPG fun with good graphics. And that's where I'm with Diablo. It's exactly giving me that. Casual, good ARPG fun. Oh no, it's Lilith, chat. Oh no. Ah. Wait, did she not summon her cronies? Lilith forgets summoning her cronies. Same? So you just kill her, but you die to her waves. You obviously haven't seen my mom. Well, Dwayne, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Right? I think. Like, yeah. Good. Now let's do the Stormcrow Druid. Okay? Because there's a cool new unique, and I want to see how that works. So let's delete Minion Mommy. And we're going to make the... Create a new character. A Druida. Lady Druid this time. And it's Stormcrow. It's going to be my first time building a companion druid, so bear with me. I have some notes on the side, like what I need to include, but yeah, I hope it works. You're going to play Borderlands 4? Most likely not. If there is anything else to play, I won't play Borderlands 4. It's not adjacent to the content I used to create, so I have no reason to check it out. If there's really nothing else to do, sure, why not? But if there's something else to do, absolutely not. Okay, what do we need? We need Starless Skies, step number 1. Let's get that. Ring of Starless Skies. Thank you very much. With attack speed, that's actually pretty good. Okay, then we're gonna kick out, we need legs. Boots. Sorry, chat. We need boots. And for boots, we need the new item. Because now we are going to town. Okay. We're going to get our Kilt of the Blackwing. Hunter Zenith, great stuff. Basilisk, Kilt. Ravens deal 120% increased damage, and shapeshifting into a different form activates a companion skill, summons a raven, then ravens attack enemies nearby, and it's really cool. So we want that as our boots. Raven is buggy. Yeah, I know that Raven is buggy, but we still want to make it to just see the process, if that makes sense. Okay? And we could maybe remove the bug to see how it performs. You get the aspect of savagery. Your companion skills are altered to be core skills. And that's really important because if your companion skills are now core skills, then instead of having to, like, wait for some resets, they don't have cooldown anymore. So they have a spirit cost, and we can spam them now. And that's cool, because that's what you want to do, right? You want to be able to spam them. It's the most fun build to play for casual players. Huh. That's a big huh, because it really comes down to yourself. The question about fun builds to play is also how easy are they to put together, right? As a casual player, having a build that breaks your brain because you're too stupid to understand it might not be the best. Right? We need a way better Gatlin's Bird Ride. a way better one than this one. By the way, this would be the kill of the Blackwing. If it wasn't a case unique. The thing is, if it's not a case unique, and kill of the Blackwing is only 100% damage. And as a unique, it's 120% damage. It's kind of like worth it to actually get this as better. We needed a shroud. You always need a shroud. Equipment. Around all uniques. Chest armor. Chest armor. Just haphazardly creating these, right? Okay, kill of the Blackwing. What do you think is the most important one? Ravens deal double damage? Or bonus ranks to Raven? Probably bonus ranks to Raven, right? Because the double damage you can also get from the tempers. So I don't see how we would need that. Okay, we get the kill of the Blackwing. We get the shroud of the False Death. That's already decent. Yeah, but double damage you can get that from your weapon and from your offhand, and we need a lot of aspects for this build, so put that all on. Then figure out which aspect was actually the broken aspect. So now we need Gethlin's Birthright. So we need class unique cache. And I need the helm. The helm. See, like, it's while in human form, every 270 nature magic critical strikes, or 54 against bosses, ground enema of the forest for 15 seconds, enema of the forest, grounds perfect storm and earthen might. And, like, you need this Gathlins as low as possible. I wonder if it would be opportune to take the Gathlins as a... So if I take the Gathlins as a... Is that like then better? Can the Gathlins even be a chaotic unique? That's a good question. I don't think it can. Nah, I can't. That would have been an intriguing one because you could have decided to... Yeah, it can't be. Sad face. That would have been an intriguing one because you could have decided to... get it better because of its 20% improved. Helm. Wow, I don't seem to be able to actually get a better Gathlins. Like, seriously, what is that? Anyone get a good Gathlins for me? We at least need a reasonable one. I'm already annoyed by this item right now. And I haven't even, like, you know, tried to do it. That's already annoying me. Oh, that's the generic unique, sorry. Oh, that's the class unique cache I was looking for. Helm. No, there's another helm. 51. Okay, I'm not getting it better. Let's stay with that. The free one. Thank you very much for your 3rd month of subscription. Free one. Get to see there, partner. It's very kind of you. Okay, we get Gathlins right now. I have never played this item before. Like literally never even touched this item. The only thing I understood about Gathlins is that you can do nature magic critical strikes, right? And then the Gathlin gives you the perfect storm and the earthen might, which is great because we're actually planning to play the one with nature, and this is going to have us then use 3 companion skills at the same time. Three passives at the same time. So let's quickly see that we put the skill points in according to I've laid out. We get some more. I'm gonna get the wolves with the Fortify. We're going to get the Nature's Reach for distance. We're going to get the Humanity because we're going to be in human form. We're going to take the Feral Aptitude. We're going to get the Call of the Wild, which gives our companions even more bonus damage. And after casting Companion skill, your next core Wrath skill damage and critical strike chance are increased by 25. And we're going to boost the Ravens like crazy because that's already 12 ranks in Ravens, right? And even more passive damage of Ravens increase. So we're going to go for the Elemental Exposure, and dealing lightning damage to enemies has a chance to immobilize them. If target is already immobilized, the lightning damage dealt to them is increased. Then we need more poison damage because we get that. We're going to take Petrify. Again, we're going to be experimenting if this is the way to go. I invested too many points somewhere because I'm missing 1 point. Where did I invest too many points? It's fine-ish. So we get here, your companion skills each gain 1 additional companion and deal 80% increased damage. So that's already looking very juicy, right? Like we're good. Now we're gonna be playing play Petrify. We get the Ravens, get the 2 skills, get the Wolves. And that's pretty much it. We don't even need Storm Strike, right? Or we could just put the Creeper in, I guess, for worst case scenarios. We're pretty much just gonna go for that. Do you see the new PoE 2 expansion? Yes, sir. Videos up about it. So for everyone that missed it, because you clearly you have not been watching, you evil rascals. Here, they reworked everything. Act 4, 5, and 6. 5, 6, and 7. That is PoE 2. Maybe I need to put a PoE 2 logo in there. Okay. Are you getting back to Dune when the DLC drops? I mean, when the new Dune update drops, I will certainly check out Dune because there is stuff to check out, yes. Good. We need reduced damage from elites. Do I actually need the bonus spirit? Because I'm not sure how much spirit. This is going to cost 46 spirit. But I might be able to just keep my spirit up naturally quite nicely. I need to check if I need, like, thingy. Then we get the bonus crit and the bonus crit, obviously. We're going to get Spirit Restoration over Lucky Hit, and our Lucky Hit is 55%. I think we might not need Gift of the Stack because of that 55%, right? So 15% less damage taken might be the thing. And then you also have Nature Magic skills have up to 10% chance to reduce cooldown of your ultimate skills. Yeah. That should work. Let's see. Now, aspects. Oh, wait, not aspects yet. We're not there yet. We need to... We need to keep gloves, but potentially with ranks to core skills, right? Actually take this here. Try to get ranks to core skills. Not anything else, like just core skills, because like that's what our ravens are. They're officially, due to the power that we've chosen, core skills. So we at least want to have 1 ring into core skills. If we could get that. But it seems like very bad right now. And the moment you actually have unlimited resources, right? But even with unlimited resources, you can't get what you're looking for. Because the game is like, nah, I mean, like really? So you really want to have that? Yeah, we can't do this, sir. Like, I'm so sorry. We can't actually give you what you're looking for. Click on the wrong spirit stuff. You're using wolf now. Oh, yep, that's true. I fat fingered. Thank you very much. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, right now we got our ravens. They're dealing stuff. They're summoning the unkindness. We get the shroud. We get the Gathlin's burst ride. So far, so good. We need to consider if we want to play a different pair of pans and which aspects we actually need. So on our gloves, we're going to play the Mighty Storm. Mighty Storm says the Earthen Might key passive also applies to your Storm skills. So we got here, this gives us Perfect Storm and Earthen Might. And by the way, Perfect Storm and Earthen Might are saying, we got here, Storm skills deal increased damage and damaging a vulnerable and immobilizes or slowed enemy with a Storm skill you cast grants to Spirit. And then Earthen Might is damaging enemies with Earth skills, has a chance to restore all your Spirit, cause your attacks to be guaranteed critical size, and deal 70% increased critical strike damage. So we're going to be ending up pretty much having all three of them. So the companion one and these two. Good. That's kind of nice. We do need to summon wolves. So I need the Sorc rune. Because wolves are just OP and they're also companions. So Sir is every 5 skill casts you're going to get offering. And then you're going to pump out spirit wolves. Okay. I'm not sure if we're going to play with Lum. Lum is a restore resource. And then you could play with Nagu. Nagu is a summon rune that gives you then every 5 seconds a huge chunk of resource. I'm not sure if that will be needed, but we at least need to try this. We have a Crushing Earth Amulet. That's completely useless. I'm going to try to get a better amulet. I mean, let's see at least once, right? Before they showed the update, I was going to skip the patch. After I watched the video, I'm not skipping that shit. There's so much interesting stuff coming to ARPGs, I gotta say. I mean, Path of Exile 2 did exceedingly well with their announcement. Diablo did actually good with their announcement once in a while as well. I'm pretty pumped for ARPGs right now and what they all are going to bring to the table, right? Okay, we got Earthen Might here. We need to temper that thing so I don't forget about it. So that's going to be crit damage and Raven attack speed, right? So first it is offensive. Actually, it's utility. Raven active size, Raven attack speed. Does the Raven attack speed refer to the passive attack speed that Ravens have? I have so many questions. I'd like to get critical strike damage. Wow, these are the 2 lowest rolls I've ever seen in a while. I'm really not pleased. What do you do for the Chaos Ravens to cost resource? This one, Savagery. Your companion skills are altered to also be core skills and your companions grow in size. Right? That's just needed. Wait, right? You have to play this. Then we have also Overabundance. So again, Overabundance says every 50 spirit you generate above your maximum increases damage by 20. Now, we have a core skill that we're spamming with a high lucky hit chance, 62%, right? And you have the ability to restore all your essence. This means that Overabundance is going to trigger like crazy, like Overabundance, 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 Overabundance. And now we can also play Wild Transformations, because if we're swap in any kind of form, because we're using any kind of ability, then we're actually getting a bonus attack speed. So if I go into human form, I get Cyclone Armor. If I go into werewolf form, werebear form, I get whatever. So we would actually have to like maybe get a different form for the bonus skill cast. Maybe we could introduce a Bloodhowl to this, because a Bloodhowl would give us critical strike damage too. So if you now randomly I wouldn't even have to play Cyclone Armor if we're honest. We could just play Bloodhowl and have the Cyclone Armor just automatically activate, right? So you could almost just play it like this. Just get even more attack speed. We're going to actually try out how well that would be working. Kind of funny. Because then, like, you go Bloodhowl, right? You get the bonus, and then you shift back, and you're good to go. Kind of nice. What other thing we had? There was another core skill one. Here, the one against poison enemies, right? Yeah, this one has our core skills, also poison stuff. No, it costs resource. Here, 44 spirit cost. I mean, right now, I'm just not sure how well I'm gonna keep my resource up. Again, like this is me trying. You know, I'm trying. I'm checking how things work. Okay, we need the shepherd's aspect, obviously, right? We need shepherd. Shepherd is companion skills deal an additional 30% damage per companion you have. I'm like, I think the summoned wolves from the Circe rune count as companions too, right? Not entirely sure. But we're having tons of wolves already. I mean, what is it? Like, we have 1, 2, 3 wolves right now. We're going to get ravens beyond belief. So this shepherd's aspect should actually go absolutely bonkers. Right? Not like just a little bit bonkers. It's like, what the fuck is happening here? Kind of bonkers. We're not going to replace this to a sword right now. I just want to get the move on, right? So we're going to temper here. Ravens deal double damage. Yabba dabba do. 17%. Eat my fat ass. Oh, what? Really? 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 You just give me 17 and 18%? Why don't you just spit me in the eye? Like, seriously, right? What is that? Oh, yeah, just give me vulnerable damage 20 times. I mean, I know this is just the test server, right? I know this is just the test server. But why do you have to hate me so much, game? Like, I thought we're homies, right? I thought we're friends. Like, I play you a lot and you give me good results. But no. Like, I got that special Blizzard client, right? I got the streamer super server. I treat you well and you abuse me. God damn it. It's an abusive relationship, right, John? Okay, what do we have? We have 28%, we got 35%, and we got 28.1%. Yeah, that's 100%. Like, I did the math. I didn't do the math. I did the math. Obviously. Okay, then we play the Stormcrows aspect, and that one is really important because Stormcrows says, Ravens now deal lightning damage, which is increased by 100%. Ravens active deals its full damage in half the time enemies inside are stunned. Now, the really important part about this is that Ravens deal lightning damage, okay? And now, as you have seen here back, we're going to get Earthen Might, which is Earth skills, but you also have, we're going to get Perfect Storm. So we actually have Storm skills where we do lightning damage. So that's going to be like very good because this is now a nature magic and it's now a storm skill. And that's also going to work here with the calm before the storm, where nature magic skills can do things. And this says nature magic critical strikes against bosses and so on trigger Anima of the Forest. So that's why you need the Stormcrows aspect to actually make it then be a nature skill that you can use this all. Does that make sense? It does make sense, right? And on top, we get the Stampede aspect. Stampede, that's not how you write it. Goodness Christ. Stampede. Gain one additional companion. In addition, your companions deal more damage. Now, we already have one additional... we already have, like... Where did we get one additional companion from? Oh, from the passive, right? Yeah, we get the additional companion from here, right? And we get additional companion from here. So that's already making it massive for the Shepherd. Like, this is going to go hot bonkers. And we're going to slap on Retaliation as well because we're going to be fortified. And my core skills deal 75% more damage according to the amount of Fortify that I have. Cool. Good. Now, what we need is, we need the Petrify cooldown reduction. So I can use as much Petrify as possible. Lacerate. That's not Petrify. Lacerate is not Petrify. Cataclysm is also not Petrify. Grizzly Rage is Grizzly Rage. Grizzly Rage is also Grizzly Rage. Grizzly Rage is still Grizzly Rage. Petrify, thank you very much. I'm not mad, I'm just massively disappointed. Petrify, thank you very much. I am happy. I can die contented now. And we get overpower damage? Sure, I totally wanted overpower damage and vulnerable damage and critical strike damage. Good. We're currently, like, we're haphazardly doing this because we just want to check how much it's working before we try to min-max anything on the test server, right? But, like, test servers are not good for min-maxing. How are you doing? I am well. I was at Gamescom now for a couple of days. I didn't go out at evening because I really needed my daughter to tell me how she did in school. So yeah, that was a bit boring because I missed out on stuff, but what can I say? Family first. Instead of partying out with wild gamer nerds. And doing some business talks. But now we're back with streaming. So that was it with the breaks, ladies and gentlemen. Not me leaving my house anymore for a while. No worries. I'm not leaving this. I'm stuck here. This is gonna be gaming, and then a little bit more gaming, and then tons more gaming. Okay, we got it all leveled up. So let's see how this works right now. Supposedly, I'm supposed to deal negative damage, right? Let's see how well this works. I mean, this is the first time I'm playing this. I assume I just spam my ravens and that's it. Right? Let's see. So I activate. I'm out of resource. So I'm out of resource again. Okay, so I get out of resource really quick. Good to know. Right? I mean, I do billions of damage, so this one already works damage-wise. But I can't just spam away my ravens like that currently, right? Let's see. We're going to have to... Oh, wow. I just die way too quick, though. Oh, Paragon points. Oops. Yeah, I'm wondering, why do I die so quick? Well, so we have no armor, and we kind of forgot Paragon points. Thank you. Like, I was wondering, like, so something is not adding up. Like, oh yeah, Paragon points. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for my tardiness, for my stupidity there. Let's see. That's the first time I'm ever using this glyph, human. Ladies and gentlemen. Increased damage while in human form. Has any one of you actually ever used this glyph before? Because I for sure haven't. Like, who wants to do damage while in human form? You are not in human form most of the time. Always. Okay, then we do Untamed. Casting a companion skill grants 20% increased companion damage for 5 seconds, stacking up to 80%. Holy moly, why does Druid have so much companion? Like, why is, like, how do I say this now? Why is Necromancer the, like, Druid is just so much cooler. Druid has so much cooler stuff for his companions, where Necromancer is actually quite sad. I am not pleased with this, ladies and gentlemen. I want Necromancer to be as cool as Druid is. Thunderstruck. Storm skills deal increased damage equal to 20% off your damage versus close damage and distant bonuses. Jawohl. And that should be the Earth and Sky, because Earth and Sky can instantly boost the damage versus close by just existing. Earth and Sky really good here. Bonus to magic damage and storm damage. And we travel out on the side and we go up and get the crowd controlled. Get the damage was distant though. Pick up the damage reduction from vulnerable enemies. Just gonna make sure to always have them vulnerable. Get this activated. Do you use Tumen in the Windshear season? Honestly, I never tried Windshear because it seemed so boring. I know it wasn't boring, right? It's just like, for me, how I felt playing it, I just really didn't like it. Which one do I want to use here? I can use Constricting Tendrils, right? Where nature magic skills do 35% increased damage against enemies, or we use Heightened Malice. But Heightened Malice, I think this might actually be better. I mean, I don't need the chance to poison enemies, right? That is unnecessary. Oh, I probably need ancestral guidance to be staying up. So first and foremost, we're going to get the spirit glyph here because spirit is... You know what the crazy part is, Chad? Like, okay, so we just got into the pit and we were doing billions of damage. And then we noticed that we didn't spend a single Paragon point. Care to explain? Hey, Chad, does anyone... Can anyone, like, break it down to me? How we could deal billions of damage while we did, let me check my notes, did not have spent a single Paragon point. Not 2, not 3, like we're not missing like 50 Paragon. We hadn't spent a single one. Okay? Like not a single one. Care to explain? Because it does not add up. Just saying. Eraser's generation. Bonus core skill damage and attack speed. Then here also maximum spirit and spirit on kill. Sadly a few points short of getting the electrocution upgraded. Actually pull out some of the willpower here. Okay. Don't actually need that. Good job. Okay, well, let's see if my resource shebang bang is now better, because I was still struggling from resource issues, right? So let's see if that feels better now with the things. I think I know where my resource is going for the bonus guaranteed crits. Damage is insane. Where's my damage going? Well, so if you remember, I picked up this thingy that makes my... stuff a guaranteed crit if I poison someone. Okay. So here, trillions of damage, Chad. Out of my way, bitches. Coming in hot. Ravens. Full essence again. Let's go. Let's go. We got this. Yep. Lightweight, baby. Right? So what I'm talking about is this one here. Purge the Infected. Your core skills also apply 200% of their base damage as poisoning over 4 seconds. Dealing direct damage to a poisoned enemy spends 5 spirit to be a guaranteed critical hit. I kind of like it, because who doesn't want to have a guaranteed critical hit? What I should do is probably remove Wariness and put on Gift of the Stack, because Gift of the Stack would kind of counteract that one. This build is fun to play. It is. We got any build links I can check out? We already have the Boulder build up. Okay, the Boulder build is up. The Stormcrow build is not up yet. I'm sorry, but we just literally built it a few seconds ago. Okay, what we're gonna do is, chat, we're gonna swap the Spirit Boon over to Gift of the Stack. Okay, and I'm going to use my Potion of Resourcefulness. And let's see how that feels, because Potion of Resourcefulness does reduce cost of skills, and therefore it should make it a bit more convenient to play, right? So we're going instantly into that pit 95 because I'm doing trillions of damage. You might as well. So how is the pit 95 now feeling? Yeah, I mean, that's like a pit 95. The good thing is we're not running out of resource anymore. And if we run out of resource, we just need our ultimate. But I think, you know what we should do? We should probably make the Blood Howl be the resource version. But you notice how the Gift of the Stack is like counter-working against this? The interesting part is if you play like this, you don't need to look for a single critical strike thing in chat. Because you're guaranteed to critical strike, right? Your core skill's poison, and if you then hit a poison enemy, you're guaranteed to crit. So I always crit. I cannot not crit with this build. Also, for this build, we will have a build guide tomorrow up, fully flashed out. Again, this is test server. There will probably be some changes. But if you consider currently that this is the overtuned version from the test server, right, guys? Unless they are fundamentally nuking something, it should turn out to be powerful. I mean, let's not forget, chat, that we need to do nature magic damage crit to get both key passives, right? From Gethlin's Birthright. Because we are playing Gethlin's Birthright, right? We have that item. Well, do you see us not doing crits? I mean, where's the Gethlin stacker? Which one is the Gethlin stacker from all these skills? Bonus damage if next Earth skill is cast Earth skill. Spend enough spirit to gain damage. Fortified. Is there... Does Gethlin's Birthright not have like a... Like, how do I know if both of my key passives are activated, right? Does anyone know? Like, it's the first time I play Gathlin, so this is like unknown territory for me. Oh, I died. Oops. Yeah, but that's a pit 95, chat. So we're like in 3 minutes through a pit 95. I'm not sure if that's okay. So yeah, this one here. While in human form, every nature magic critical strike or against bosses grounds animal of the forest. Is there anything? Okay, what we need to change is, first and foremost, we need to make sure that this one is actually giving us spirit, because I think it should be nice. Also, you deal 25% increased damage until you shapeshift out of werewolf form. That doesn't matter, but like it's still interesting because as I Blood Howl and then Lightning Strikes, they should be doing more damage as well, right? Okay, let's do a pit 100, just to see. Just to see, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we got this. Howl. Petrify. Oh, there was 111 trillion, ladies and gentlemen. I accidentally did 111 trillion damage. Like, the important thing is that we got also Overabundance running. Overabundance is right now technically overtuned because you pretty much just have to spam your core skill to make it work. That being said, you have to also be able to spam your core skill, right? So I kind of feel like that Overabundance that gives you more damage in a 5-second range, the more core skills you spam, is actually fine because you have to like fix the essence issue or the spirit issue of your build to then be able to actually slay out and just spam it so much that it really is this much of an advantage. Couldn't you reroll resource and hit on a weapon? They nerfed that. Sir, the resource on hit only gives you 10 resource now. Wait, I literally, oh, I have no resistances. I was wondering, what do I die to? I probably don't have a single point of resistance right now. Let's check for a second. Like, I'm just completely wondering what's happening. I probably don't have a single point of resistance. Oh, there was a 21 trillion, guys. Good, 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 good. I'm going to play PoE 2 next weekend. Brother, I am going to play the hell out of PoE 2. I already told the wife that I'm gonzo. I'm taking a vacation from the family. I'm going to be spending my time in rack class. And she was like, the fuck you talking about? Like, you hurt me, honey. I'm gone. I'm taking a ship to the King's March. All the way to the island of the Karui. And I'm going to be busy clapping some cheeks. Take care of the children. Hopefully Druid is the best build. I mean, right now, from a build variety standpoint and what Druid can do, Druid just looks like the absolute best thing, right? So now, which one is the broken aspect, guys? Okay? Which one is the aspect that makes things go crazy? Because we're currently not playing it. And that would be the aspect of Wild Rage. So the aspect of Wild Rage says, casting a companion skill has a 40% chance to activate an equipped companion skill and reduce its cooldown by 5 seconds. This one currently gives you infinite damage scaling. That's why we're not playing it. Okay, listen, chat. If I now put on the aspect of Wild Rage, negative quintillion damage numbers. So actually not playing one of the best aspects, right? Already gives us still insane damage. That's mental, isn't it? When it doesn't even need it, and it's going crazy. So Druid has right now Pulverize, Boulder, and the companion build. Plus, there is a flash render. Let's see, do we have season... There's a season 10 flash render build that should also come. I wonder if that's going to work the way I want it to work. Because Flash Render can now do autocasts, and you're going to be shifting around, and it's potentially going insane. Right? We're going to check the builds. So the first 3 builds that I made this season, or for this season, I uploaded the video this morning for the Boulder Druid. So you get here, this is the video, top 3 case unique builds. Was just uploaded this morning. If you haven't checked it out yet, you should. You should. Like, I mean, seriously, why are you even alive? What are you actually doing with your time? I'm so mad at you. Okay. That's that. Now the question is, how well is the flash render going? I've actually not played the flash render, but I want to test how good the wild transformation is working. So for the people that are not aware what flash render is, let me show you. Okay. Because, like, Druid, this is 1, 2, 3 Druid builds, okay? Chat, 1, 2, 3 Druids. Let's make a 4th Druid build, because why would we not? So, Creed? I mean, I'm by far not the super Druid expert, but, like, the amount of love I currently have for Druid is here. It's sky high. I'm absolutely, like, I don't know. Druid has so much fun variety. That's usually what Necromancer used to be. Necromancer used to be the variety, right? It's like, if you wanted to play a class that could do a lot of cool different things, Necromancer. Well, fuck Necromancer at this point. So, what are we doing is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to apply all boosts, okay? We're going to get every single thing. We're going to poop the items on the ground. Let me open one of those. Temper manuals. Okay. So step number 1, where's my planner? Flash render Druid. Pretty much looking at my, like, we created a planner for a lot of things ahead of time because we're like that. So, flash render get changed. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what is these were generic uniques. Great, I picked up the wrong ones. Let's destroy them all. Good. So, what does Flash Render say? This is Flash Render. Defensive skills deal 2,400 damage to nearby poison enemies, increased by 50x for every 100 willpower you have. Okay? Now, the thing is, this one is now defensive skills you cast and defensive skills that are being auto-cast. Chat, look me in the eyes. Usually, when you play this build, you go like Earthen Bulwark, Cyclone Armor, Petrify to reset the cooldown, right? And then Blood Howl and whatsoever. Now, the thing is that you have wild transformations. Shapeshifting into a new form uses a free skill and grants an additional bonus for 5 seconds. So if I use any werewolf skill, any werebear skill, any human skill, I will shapeshift into I will use this defensive skill. Okay? So if I manage to swap between 2 forms the whole time, that's gold. Like, I literally need to not spam my defensive skills anymore. I need to spam 2 core skills, just swapping back and forth between the core skills. And for this, you can, for example, use Pulverize, and we could use Shred. Or whatever, to be honest. You could also use Claw. So I could do Pulverize Claw, Pulverize Claw, Pulverize Claw. And the thing is that, as always, if I then create over maximum resource for the overabundance, every 50 spirit you generate over, I do another 20% more damage, right? Yeah, your Flesh Render sees 9 hits for 80 billion already, right? Michael, I haven't actually seen Flesh Render as that weak. Flesh Render was really performing well in the leaderboard. Not as well as Pulverized, obviously, because Pulverized is completely broken. But Flesh Render was admirable. Now, though, with the autocasting, it's even more interesting. Thanks to your videos, I finished Elden Ring and Lies of P in 6 days this morning. Should I try Sekiro now? No! A3. Try Wu Chang Fallen Feathers before Sekiro. You're gonna love that one. Wu Chang is high recommendation. Okay, what do we have? Well, we needed Vasilis Preya. With a greater affix in willpower, actually. If we not get the greater affix in willpower, we don't even want it, right? So please give me equipment. Around all uniques. Same problem as with the other helm. We need the right helm with the right amount of willpower now. Equipment. And because of all these things, right? What are we going to end up doing next season again, Chad? We're going to be farming Belial, right? By the way, remind me that we actually need to farm Belial because we need to try out how long does it take for a case unique. Because I was told that roughly every 8th case unique is a... every 8th unique is a case unique, okay, by the devs. So I kind of want to know how long does it actually take to get them together. Okay, we got Flash Render, we got Shroud, we got Facilities. Right now, we're not min-maxing this thing. We're just going to be rolling it up again. I'm a poor Soul Cellphone player, too. Honestly, Soul Cellphone is just love. Anyone not playing Soul Cellphone is just doing them a disservice. It's kind of funny, though, because Path of Exile is now getting a cool new trait feature, which is actually kind of nice. But on the other hand, it's kind of horrible, because that cool new trait feature is going to have you lose on game fun. I personally think, right? What does a trait feature use you when you lose the joy of actually finding cool items? Maybe I'm the only one that's looking at it that way, but for me personally, trait is not necessarily better, right? Trait is good, don't get me wrong. Trait isn't inherently better than other things. I wonder if we would fare better with using a Fist of Fate as our boots. So if I now go for boots here, right? Fist of Fate can be boots. Because it says your attacks randomly deal 1 to 360% of their normal damage. Right? Like, usually it's 300%. But, like, you know... More potential super bam bam is more potential super bam bam. UE2? Well, you still have to wait a week, my friend. You still have to wait a bit. I'm sorry. But we're looking forward. Okay, I need a focus. So first and foremost, let me teleport over to our friend here, the Karigar vendor. I just love an auction house or shop in-game. As much as I would like it, yeah. It will never happen. You know it will never happen. I know it will never happen. Blizzard is too scarred from that experience of having a real money trading auction house. Okay, let's see how well Flesh Render will work. Totem. Come on, give me something with a greater affix that's just at least somewhat better than what I have. I mean, I wasn't really looking for that, but yeah, I'll take it. Good. First aspect, ladies and gentlemen, we need the... we need a new amulet too. Holy moly, because that amulet that we're having is just ass. Thank you for reminding me. Oh yeah, just get a dolmen stone with a greater affix. Why would we not get a dolmen stone with a greater affix? Luckily, we just got shiny bags of obolts, so you're gonna just split them here because then you're gonna just automatically pick this up as you then spend your obolts. Hey, could I have some more dolmen stones, please? Thank you very much. Okay, I need at least a willpower percentage greater affix, right? Unless we get that, it's just straight up bust. Since you like the flash render is all about willpower, right? So we get this source of like the more willpower we have, the more damage we deal. So we gotta get this with a willpower percentage as we have to have the amulet with a willpower percentage. Because otherwise, why are you even existing? If you're not even trying that. Good. Then we're playing the aspect of natural balance. Natural balance says casting a storm skill grounds earth skills and earth skills grounds storm skills. Okay? Back and forth, Chad. Good. Are we also playing Iridius? We could probably play Iridius, Inexorable Will, but do we want to play it as a ring or do we want to play it as a... See, that's the thing. I could go for my Chaos Armor Gloves now. And then you could play, if you wanted to, the Iridius, right? Casting ultimate skill pulls in distant enemies, physical damage to them, and increasing 12% for 1 point of willpower you have. The effect repeats once every 5 seconds, 30% ultimate cooldown reduction. So the effect would just be right away stronger as a Chaos Armor and absolutely maxed out. I'm just not sure if I need it, because I definitely need a normal pants. Why do I need a normal pants? Because these normal pants need to give me... the aspect of Urzen Horror. I'm not getting the aspect of Urzen Horror. That's going to be unlucky. Why do we need Urzen Horror? Because Pulverized needs to be a first skill. It's important. Okay. But all of this somehow making sense. Iridius is going to have I mean, preferable, it also had willpower percentage here. It's actually the main reason you probably play Iridius, to get the willpower percentage, right? Is this test server? Yes, sir. This is the PTR, and we're currently doing the 4th druid build. So we have done 4 druid builds this day already, and all of them are hitting trillions. Druid is crazy. Okay, each druid build has been hitting trillions. Sir, I hope, like, did I stutter? I'm just making sure that I did not stutter. Okay. Sir, trillions. Could hit poison damage if we wanted to here. Anything else we could do? We could have Pulverized hit twice, but the chance is so low it's actually useless. So we might as well just do poison damage, lucky hit for whatever. And crit damage. What are the case things and items? They are from the new season, my friend. They're all from the new season. Okay, my ultimate needs to be Vehement Brawler, because whenever we use our ulti, and we use our ulti a lot, we just get more damage. Maximum life goes away for cooldown reduction. Thank you. That was pretty simple. So cooldown reduction there, cooldown reduction there, cooldown reduction there. We get attack speed. And this is the aspect of the changeling's debt right now. Okay. So we need changeling. So we'll deal more damage to poison enemies. And we are tempering the Petrify cooldown reduction. Yavolo. Actually, really important for this. Like, you gotta have the Petrify cooldown very low. Don't have Petrify cooldown very low. We're very problematic. Actually, I don't need crit. I need overpower damage. Oops. That's fine. It should work. Will other mythics be useful this season? I mean, it's pretty much always Shroud of the False Death and Ring of Starless Skies, right? What do you want to hear? They're just single-handedly the most useful things in the game. Like, no matter which build, you can use them. It's rare that any other of the mythics, like, obviously the Heir of Perdition also. But yeah, it's often rare that any of the other mythics turns out actually useful, right? Let's not kid each other. It all comes down to, like, these two specific ones. And this does not help that all the other uniques are just not as amazing, right? I mean, sure, you're gonna be happy when you actually get your Melted Heart of Selig, when you get your Tyrell's Might, when you get your Great Staff of the Crone thingy, right? You're gonna be like, wow, yay, fuck yeah. This is so good. No, you're not, right? Absolutely not. You're going to be in shambles. You're going to be crying. You're going to be like, this is so unfair. What did I ever do to deserve this? That's what's going to happen. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Okay. When you get your next shard? Exactly. Okay, this is the first time we're putting together Flesh Render, by the way, so, like, bear with me. I'm sorry. Standard Druid joke, guys. Woo! Tough crowd here tonight. I'm trying my best. My best isn't good enough, as it seems. Petrify, thank you very much. Give me vulnerable damage one more time. Come on, do it. Do it. I dare you. Comedy genius. I knew, Steven. Born and raised a comedy genius. That's why I'm German. That's what we're known for. Okay, we got casting, storm skills, earth skills. We got the changeling debt, and we wanted to have vehement brawler. We had storm shifter. We could we have one spare, which is interesting. I'm not actually sure which one to use for that. Intriguing. We don't need that. But I still stand by the things we did there. There's something with Petrify attached to it. For now, for the time being. No, we don't really have something with Petrify attached to it. Let's just take this one for now, quickly. Because I need to test out how it goes. Fortify. It's a Fortify damages for core skills. Your core skills. And, like, my core skills are not doing the damage. Right? So it's important. The core skills are not what deals the damage. The core skills just exist to exist. They're not the reason we're doing damage. The whole solid damage is coming from your flesh render. Okay, good. Now let's try to spend our Paragon points before we run anywhere. Because that's what we did last time, chat. So we forget to spend our Paragon points and, well, that didn't go so good. The number one is going to be Headhunter, right? Because Headhunter is going to give us so much bonus willpower that's just going to be nasty. And obviously we want all the willpower because more willpower in this case means that more is going to be multiplied up. I think at the end of the day, you want to sit like at something like 4,000 willpower or so, because I can't like just imagine playing anything else. Heightened Malice. Okay, yabba dabba doo. Heightened Malice is going to get the Spirit Glyph because we're going to be critting as well. So let's pick that one up. Spirit Glyph. And we're gonna walk through the middle. Get the life. The resistances. The malice. Good. Then we're heading for our survival instincts. Everything that gives us good damage. Survival instincts should also be running the keeper as always. Keeper needed intelligence to activate. That's why I usually go with that activation sequence. We're heading all the way down. We're heading all the way over. Bring that one up. And we're heading into the Ancestral Guidance board. How do you get the Chaos Uniques? Okay, so Chaos Uniques drop in place of normal Uniques. What does that mean? When you fight Belial, for example, he could just suddenly drop a Chaos Unique. And 1 in 8 Uniques is supposedly meant to be a Chaos Unique. Okay. You can also kill the new boss Bartuk. Bartuk is the guy that you meet in the Infernal Hordes. And he last time dropped me 3 Chaos Uniques in one fight. Now, the goal will be to obviously get as many cool Chaos Uniques as possible. But we also know that that's just not going to happen left, right, and center, right? You're just not going to swim in Chaos Uniques. You're going to have to fight tooth and claw for that. Which means that you will have to find a build that works without a Chaos Unique, and that gets really insane as you get a Chaos Unique. And that's going to be a very interesting way to make guides, because how am I going to tell you now... How am I going to make clear to you that you need a specific chaos unique, and it doesn't actually matter in which slot it goes, right? I mean, if you get a glove, then you get a glove. You're still going to use it because it's actually fantastic. But obviously, I want you to have a build that works naturally without the chaos unique, and it only gets crazier with the chaos unique. Like, for example, Boulder Druid works without chaos uniques right off the rip. Just that in case you have chaos uniques, it just goes a little bit crazier. I need to refund points. I don't like refunding points. Okay. At least that. So, now that we have spent all of this, let's put my powers. We wanted to play this together. Oh, that's the big question. What are we going to play now? We have the wild shape-shifting. Okay, the best thing we could probably do is a Beast Cornered. A Beast Cornered is a good multiplier. I mean, you could probably do Brawn over Brain too, but we're going to do Beast Cornered and Marked Guard. And hopefully that's going to keep us alive. Let's see. We also have to put on the skills, so I'm going to use my... Oh, no, we haven't actually put a single skill point. Oops. We need to put on the skills. Wait a second. I haven't actually spent a single skill point, ladies and gentlemen. I am deeply sorry. Things happen. Okay, defensive skills bonus. That's why we're also not mad about Backlash, because Backlash is going to give us tons. We're going to get Debilitating Roar for the bonus damage as we debilitate and roar. We're going to get distant enemy damage. We're going to have our Hurricane. We're going to have this one up, that one up. We're going to have the poison damage up because we poison damage. We're going to have the Petrify. We're going to have the Nature Magic, Nature Magic, Nature Magic. We get the shape-shifting, Shabambo Bambo, and... Ja, bitte, mein Kind. Was gibt's denn Leckeres? Ja. Ist deine Schwester auch schon abgeholt? Abgeholt? Wenn die Mama entkommt. Hallo, mein Schatz. Am besten in der Schüssel. Was gab es? Ja. Schütze bitte. Danke dir, mein Schatz. No shred? I don't think we'll need shred. So the basic idea is that we're swapping between werewolf, human, and... Like, we're going to do claw, pulverize, claw, pulverize, claw, pulverize, claw, pulverize, claw, pulverize, claw, pulverize. I think that's at least what my plan is. But I'm just not sure if that plan is what is going to work out. Right? I mean, it's somewhat the basic idea behind this, but... You know? Could it work? Could it not work? 4 runes. Oh, I forget the runes. Thank you very much. We need a Zen and Kui. We need a Zen. Ultimate cast. And then we need Kui, because that would be Bulwark. Auto cast. And then we can use Yule for cooldown cast. And we can use Quox for... I don't have a Quox left. Rune. Quox. I don't need anything else. Hallo. Danke. Das sollte reichen. Dankeschön. My wife brought me German dish, guys. The German dish. It's a currywurst with fries. Homemade. Spiritborn, I did not try Spiritborn. I really focused on Necro, Sorc, and Druid so far. Okay, how do we play this? We can activate that one. We can do this. Oh, I forget the, what's it called again? I forget the, ultimate. Put it in my bar. Okay, that doesn't do the damage we're hoping for. Yet. Because probably I need to get myself the, what was it called again? The Petrify in there. When we're doing millions, but not billions. So that's that. Get that reset. Let's quickly die. Otherwise, I'm surprised that we're not dead way sooner. It doesn't help that I never played Flash Render, so I'm like trying to understand what to do, you know? I've seen Flash Render builds, just never played them myself. So this is not the instant trillion damage that the other builds have been, right? Oh, no. That one needs to be out for Petrify. Thank you. Okay. What I feared about Flash Render was that Flash Render would have like some weird ICD's internal cooldown, that would prevent it from working the way you want it to. Yeah, we need better cooldown. There was a billion damage there, Chad. But by far not the... There's another billion damage there. So it's somewhat working. Somewhat working, but not there, you know? Well, I guess this one gotta go back to the drawing board, at least from my side, to understand more where we're lacking with this one. So, 1 out of 4 did not do trillions, Chad. Yep. GG. This looks lame and boring as fuck. Yeah, that's why we made the other build, sir. We're trying to see if this one could live up to the hype as well. Sadly not. But I think this is more down to me than anything else, right? This is definitely a Ponyhof related issue and not a Flash Render related issue. Okay, that means we're gonna do a bit of storm crowing. The other builds, Mike. Oh, the other builds are insane. I mean, right now, like all the other builds have been overperforming beyond belief. So I'm not sad, you know. I'm doing Corpse Explosion build. Everything just melts. Well, everything just melts in normal environments, until you're kind of like doing like higher pits, and then it's just not feeling good anymore. Because the problem is that Corpse Explosion can't do trillions of damage. See, this is the difference, by the way, chat. This is a pit 105. This is not a pit 80, right? This is a pit 105. The only problem is we have no resistances. Oops. We have no armor. We actually have resistances. We don't have armor. Okay, so I need to force armor into this build. I mean, usually armor's not needed because I do trillions of damage, so I just need to kill things before they kill me, and that's that, right? Okay, this is the big damage difference between these builds. But technically, Flash Runner should be able to get into these values here as well. Okay. The Flash Runner should be able to do 155 trillion to 200 trillion and so on. But we still need to get there. Right? We need to force armor into this, though. I think over my pants should be working, right? Yeah, so like right now we just get touched and we instantly die because we don't have armor. So let's see, how do we force armor into this? Like, we need to make our pants have greater affix armor, I guess. If we re-roll the Earth Spike into armor. Mm-hmm. We have 400. Our Ressis. I mean, I guess I would care more about having armor than Ressis, because Ressis are... like, who cares, right? I could probably take some more stuff, too. Like, we could make sure to... Wait. My pants are not even... Wait a second. My pants aren't even masterworked. Did I not temper pants? Eh? Did I not have tempered pants on this build? I'm like surprised I didn't put anything on them. Okay, so we don't have total armor percentage on them. Why did I think we had it on? Okay. Huh? Do we not? Do we not have that? I'm so confused. Yeah, see? Suddenly we have the armor. Ta-da. That was simple. Say you have a build with unique pants and unique boots. If you would get a case unique and use the same two, just switching their slots, would you technically get 40% stronger just by switching the two? Yes, exactly. But not every item is case uniqueable. So this is important to understand. Like, not every item is available as a case unique, right? So sometimes you can do that. Like, for example, with the Banished Lord's Talisman and then another amulet. So like you can play both amulets as your armors. You can swap the Fist of Fate to somewhere else, like, right? You can swap the Fist of Fate to your pants, and your pants, which would be the Kilt of Blackwing, they can then be your gloves, for example. So yes, they each would then be 20% stronger. It's often about freeing up a slot. For example, on our Pulverized druid, so our Poison Pulverized druid wants to get the Rotten Lightbringer off the two-handed slot, that I then, on the two-handed slot, could actually play another weapon with another aspect, which is insane. I mean, like, usually having a two-handed slot unique is bad because it's taking away your two-handed slot aspect that then a 100% boosted. So if I can take away my Rotten Lightbringer as a two-handed weapon and then use it as a pair of pants, then my pants, which usually would give me 200% damage, give me 700% damage. And on my weapon, I can still get something that gives me another 200% damage. So in grand total, instead of getting a 20% damage boost, you're getting a 900% damage boost. Huh. Right? So that's kind of cool. Okay, we definitely need to make sure that also we have more life, so I gotta look for that in the Paragon board. Because right now, being like so squishy-dishy is a bit of a nuisance. Then again, we're also just not really playing to play secure, right? We're just zooming through right now, so I guess that's deserved if we die. So this is the Storm Crow Druid, ladies and gentlemen. that is using not the bugged aspect. So this is without the infinite scaling bugged aspect. Okay. And yet you see what's happening. Where are you getting movement speed from? That's a good question. I have no clue. I have no clue where we're getting movement speed from. I just know we have 200% movement speed, but why? Oh, here. Movement speed while in human form. There you go. I hope they don't nerf Ravens. Well, the thing is, there's a couple of factors here. First and foremost, none of the aspects is going too crazy that I have. So all of the aspects are fair, okay? The interaction between Raven and lightning damage, storm skills, and Gatlin's Birthright is also fair. So they all make sense, okay? That your skills are core skills also, that makes sense. What they might need to look into is the overabundance. Because so this is with overabundance. Should we play around without overabundance right now? It's not Ravens that's broken, it's the circumstances. Nelu, thank you for the 55 months and Grüße gehen raus nach Hannover. Schön, dich wieder hier zu haben. We're gonna put overabundance away. And I'm just going to put like a complete random one that doesn't make sense. So overabundance is a lot of the damage scaling. And now let's do a pit 100 without it and see what happens. So we're first and foremost not playing the infinite damage scaling aspect. And we're now moving overabundance away, which is also a very nice damage scaling aspect. So where would that land us right now? Well, we're still doing billions, right? But we're not doing trillions anymore. I should like make sure that I don't walk into the damage right now. So I gotta be a bit considerate because not everything falls over right away. Right? So the damage is still strong, but without being like absolutely mental. So you can see billions, billions, and billions. But right now we're missing obviously that juice from the overabundance. But I think it is powerful enough. Just not like going for pit 150 powerful enough, right? So you already noticed the difference. Like with this, I could still kill Belial in an instant. I could still absolutely speed power farm the Infernal Hordes. See, there's 100 billion still coming, but it's just far from the absolute broken stuff it was before, right? Oh, I could use instance and so on. We're just here like displaying like how much it still works, right? So it's not like the Ravens itself that are broken. It's the package they're put into. Which means, even if they would halve overabundance, so even if this goes down to 10% instead of 20%, it would still be insane. Hell, even if they nerf this to 5%, it's still insane. Instead of 100 trillion, we will then deal 10 trillion. You want to bring back leaderboards? We heard nothing. Also, leaderboards would make no sense in this game. Unless they are solo self-found. Because if you have leaderboards that are not solo self-found, then the one with the bigger wallet wins, right? How are we getting so much spirit? I'm happy you're asking, Clyde. Come closer. That's enough. Thank you very much. How are we making so much spirit? 10 spirit per second. Then, lucky hit chance. Dealing damage has a 15% chance to fully restore your spirit. Now, 15% is not a lot. Unless your Ravens would have an 83% lucky hit chance. And that is actually low, and you can bring that higher if you wanted to. By, for example, using a Fist of Fate. But 83% is plenty enough. Then we also have the rune combo called Nagulam, that for your summons you also get resource. Okay? And it's quite a lot of resource, because Nagulam gives you 600 offering. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? And the rune itself gives you 3.5 primary resource per 5 offering. So we get 600 offering divided by 5 would be 120 times the resource you need for this. So technically, you should be getting 420 resource from one trigger of Nagu, right? Technically. And that every 5 seconds. That means you get, for every 50 spirit you go too far, 20% bonus damage. So we get 420 divided by 50, so that's 8.4 times, so 8 times, so 160% bonus damage every 5 seconds, plus the other resource generation. The tooltip said 70. The tooltip says 70 because the tooltip counts in the 100 you're getting from the Nagulam, right? Now, if you're getting 100, let's do it again. 100 divided by 5 is 20 times 3.5. I mean, you could do this in your head, but we're still doing it. 20 times 3.5, oh Jesus, 3.5 is 70. So he's not counting in that you actually get 600 offering, right? He just counts with a 100 offering. Let me actually leave this pit and see if we can do a higher one. Everything attached. But yeah, Druid is plenty insane, ladies and gentlemen. Now the thing is that we know that Druid is plenty insane. What's with the other classes? We have one good Sorc build, but it's not like... It's the Sorc build, for example, is reasonably strong. The problem is, Sorc's undying. Do you think they're going to let that in, chat? Because I sadly can't see Blizzard leaving that in. So Sorceress right now, in the current way that she is, can't die. If you're playing Sorc with... If you're playing Sorc with... You want to say it? Mana shield. You have 15,000 to 20,000 mana, and you're undying. Okay. Did you test Rogue? Not yet. I just pretty much came back from Gamescom, chat. This is my first day back from Gamescom. I'll be sitting down and create some preliminary notes in like tonight, pretty much. Like when my family wants to watch a movie, I'm just gonna sit there with my notebook. And I'm going to be writing down some stuff for tomorrow's stream, that we also are able to test out Rogue, that we're going to be able to test out Barbarian to the fullest. Like, I want to at least have 2-3 builds that are working with the chaotic uniques and that are going crazy. For Necro, we already have a... wow, we're still dying too fast without resis. I need to use, what is it called again? I need to use instances for this build. Yep, that's clear as day. So you need to use the resistance instance and the armor instance. So we're going to sit down and we have like Necro builds already. We have one Sorc build. We have like 3 Druid builds. 3 insane Druid builds for trillions of damage. We're going to be making a Barbarian build, at least a Bleed Bard, because I really want to see how that works. And we want to try to Rogue with a reload mechanic. I think the Rogue is bugged though. The reload mechanic's not really reloading. This is Druid. in human form doing storm crow damage. So I'm summoning my crows are giving me spirit, the spirit is going crazy, I'm doing trillions of damage. I think the highest we've seen was like, what, 300 trillion at this point, and this is the unbugged version, okay? So this is not the version that, that's abusing an infinite stacking bug, okay? This is just the version that's strong. Good. Sandy, thank you for the 127 months of support. Sandy, I'm sad we didn't see each other at Gamescom this year. I would have been happy to meet you. Let me show you the Sorc quickly, though, so you can see that. So the Sorc is kind of cool because it's a crackling energy shotgun Sorc. Okay, chat? What does crackling energy shotgun Sorc exactly mean? Come closer. No kissing. It's really funny concept-wise, okay? So, you have the skill called Asador's Overflowing Cameo. And it says, crackling energy gains 10% damage for every level in shock skills you have equipped, and enemies hit have a 10% chance to refund the charge. If crackling energy is full, you unleash everything into them like a shotgun. Okay? Now the thing is, it's 10% damage for each rank of lightning skills you have. So this is 9 ranks, that's 18 ranks, that is 5 ranks, so then you have 5 ranks, you have another 9 ranks, and you have another 5 ranks. But, I have my Ring of Starless Skies with 4 core skills here, and this one with 4 core skills. Now think about it for a second, chat. If I get the core skills up to 7, and I have 3 core skills here, that's going to be plus 21 ranks. That's going to be plus 21 ranks, correct? I get my Charged Bolt as a greater affix. That's also more ranks again. So there's so much more scaling that is possibly possible. Now what you're playing is this one, Mana Shield. You have 99% reduced life. I'm sitting at 70 life and 15,000 mana. Let's go to a pit 90. I haven't actually done a pit 100 with this because, like, equipment again, not really crazy. And what's happening is, you're pretty much just dash teleporting around, and then you're just going to spam all your cooldowns at every given point, because you're going to be trying to fill up your crackling energy as quick as possible, that you just always have full crackling energy, and then you're just going to create like this overloading field of all of it, right? And it's just doing massive amounts of damage as well. Now, nothing compared to the druid, but realistic build to work towards to, if that makes sense, right? So you can play a lightning build, and you can make it work, and you can have fun with it. Not like, you know, expecting this to get nerfed. By the way, yes, I can't die. See? I can't die. It's impossible. I can just stand here, and I can't die. So that's one of my worries. They won't let that in, right? They won't let us be able to not die. Have you been at Gamescom? Yes, I was at Gamescom for 2 days, but 2 days was enough this year. I checked out everything. I saw all the games I wanted to see. There was nothing more I had to see on top of that. So I'd like, this is the lightning, right? It's cool, it's fun, without being broken. I still prefer the Hydra, I gotta say, and Hydra is, by the way, still strong and still working. Even though they nerfed some of the aspects, but you can make up for the damage, and again, you can be undying. I think a lot of people will like this, right? A lot of people will like to be undying. I skipped Diablo because I heard everything on release was bad. I mean, compared to now, it was definitely a bad game. That's for sure. Gameplay looks fun, not different from D3. It's still vastly different from D3. Also, the way how you flesh out your character and get the items. I think the main appeal for me in Diablo 4 is the way how you get power, right? I don't actually care like how easy, how simple, how hard the game is. What I really like about D4 is, like, I make my character 60. Then I know how to get from Torment 1 to Torment 4. I know which bosses to kill for which uniques, and I know what I have to do to get my character to a certain power level, right? Despite knowing all of this, and despite having a clear road ahead of me, it's every single season different because I'm going for different builds, right? But this knowledge of knowing how to gain power, of having a plan A to actually get my power, reassures me. Because if I'm playing, for example, Path of Exile 2, Path of Exile 2, I can't wait for the next patch. There is no guaranteed way to power. So you can play a good build, right? But you can't get certain uniques. You can't force certain uniques. So if I wanted to do a build now that is using unique XYZ, I would either have to trade for it, congratulations, or I would have to... or I would have to just get incredibly lucky. But there's no way I can guarantee to get that, right? So that's like, the game is straightforward and comforting. Exactly. It's not like I have to farm for 6 months, like to get even remotely the item I'm looking for. So this is Sorc, by the way. It hurts my hands to play her a bit because I need to like spam my cooldowns, right? So this is a keyboard raffle build. I pretty much hold down my button for the charge bolts, right? I just hold down right mouse button, and then I spam all the other skills inside of that. And it works extremely well. And I'm pretty sure this is actually like the weakest version it can be, because I haven't understood charge bolt to the full extent that I need to understand it to really make it as good as it could be, right? As well as you actually do need a, what is it called again? You do need boots that reset your cooldown of your dash, so you could dash for more crackling energy. Because the whole goal is it to like completely be maxed out on crackling energy at any given point. So yeah. Just to give you a feeling for, Sorc is also there. Sorc will also have a couple of different builds. I mean, this is only one lightning build. I'm pretty sure Ball of Lightning should also work. I mean, we're doing billions of damage here too. Not trillions of damage, billions. And the only bug thing about this is that I can't die. Right? That's the only bug thing. Like, I cannot die. Okay, even if I want to die, I couldn't die. That's the OP thing about Sorc at the given point. Like, I can literally stand below this guy and I'm doing nothing. Like, I'm not drinking potions, right? The damage will be taken from my mana, but this is what happens. Right? Oh no. Oh no, Chad. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, I don't think they're gonna let that in, right? But the problem is, how do you nerf this? Okay? How do you nerf this? Because Mana Shield says, okay, 99% reduced maximum life, but any damage you would take is dealt to your mana before your life. If you have not taken damage in the last 4 seconds, your mana regeneration is increased by 5,000%. You gain 400% increased maximum mana, and each point of intelligence also increases your maximum mana by 1. I mean, are you going to lower the maximum mana? Maybe. Like, bring that down to 100% instead of 400%. Right? Could that help? I mean, my mana regeneration is currently sitting at 620 mana per second. Builds are button smashing builds. One thing I want to do with Spiritborn, so just as a sneak peek for the next days, guys. Okay, let's delete Blizzard, and let's delete Blizzard for now. So one thing I would like to do with Spiritborn, it always ends up being her, is Eagle, because they changed how Eagle works. Okay. So usually an Eagle build is this absolutely trash dashing build. Oh my god, I hate it so much. Who wants to dash around the whole time, right? I want to throw up in my own face. But it's actually different now. Because Eagle says, instead of dashing for feathers, okay, it now says casting an Eagle skill or evading. So both casting or evading. Shoots 6 Storm Feathers, each dealing 2 to 3 lightning damage and applying vulnerable for 5 seconds. The Storm Feathers movement speed is doubled, always active. So you can finally play this And since all skills are eagle skills, you could do whatever you want, right? You can do a crushing hands build, you can do a quill volley, you could do a rake, you could do a stinger. And each of them would actually finally activate the eagle. A lot of people enjoy the evade build. Well, that's okay that you actually enjoy the evade build. I would definitely rather eat like my fingers than evading like that. Have you ever seen high level evade build gameplay, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see if we can quickly find this. High level evade build. Are you the high level? I'm gonna try if I can find one. Because it is absolutely horrible. Can you actually look at it? I think I found it. Ah, here. See that? That's a pit. Pit 97. You're pretty much going to just evade around the whole time and in between cast some eagle, but that's like it. But there's even worse version of that. The only thing that makes it annoying is that it's weak. I mean, if it would do trillions of damage, what it's used to do, obviously people would be playing it right away again. For me, it's just the zip and zapping on the screen back and forth and up and down and so on. Right? But I really want to see if we can actually play a casting eagle build this season. So I really want to know how far can you actually scale up the eagle, right? How far can you bring this? Is there a good level we can reach? I'm not sure. Life's calling. Give me a second. Yeah. And for the rogue, by the way, let's leave the Spiritborn because I haven't like put together in my head how I want to play this build. Pulverized dad needs to be deleted too. So for the rogue, we're currently having a reload. I think it's similar to the Lightning Spear build. That's the thing. If I could make a Spiritborn build that's really fun in Infernal Hordes, what would I care about the pit, right? Pit pushing only has to happen until pit 75. But if you can make a Spiritborn build that's just good for something, then ignore the other stuff because it's already good for something. So what does Rogue do, ladies and gentlemen? Rogue gets this one here. A brand new crossbow called the Orphan Maker here. So you would have this one. And it says, basic and core skills that use this weapon now reload. Reload skills deal 300% increased damage, and every second reload skill gains twice this bonus. What I have seen so far is there is two ways to play this. Either you play this with one core skill, and then you could, for example, play the Rain of Arrows Barrage build, where you go for Rain of Arrows, Barrage, Rain of Arrows, Barrage, Rain of Arrows, Barrage. And the only limit you would have for this is the reload of the barrage. Or you would play Reign of Ever. You would play barrage and then either penetrating shot or rapid fire. So I've seen that as well, where you swap between two skills. I think you could even play Heartseeker and barrage. I'm not entirely sure, but that's something that I've seen executed. But there is with reload a known bug, and I'm not entirely sure what it was again, that actually ruins how things work, right? So we got... let me see if it's in the rogue. What did rogue said? Yeah. Orphan Maker reload is too long, I think, was the problem. What I really wanted to know with Rogue is if you could play this one. Your stun grenades also trigger chaotic bursts, and chaotic bursts generate 5 energy. Can you actually make like a stun grenade chaotic burst build? We have Chaos Unleashed. So Chaos Unleashed has your chaotic burst deal 100% more damage. So your stun grenade would trigger these chaotic bursts. You would Chaos Unlash them. You could have a lucky hit chance with a cooldown reduction to actually have cooldown reductions, and you could have your chaotic bursts erupt around you, kind of, right? But what I wonder is if there is a way to really have like to make so many stun grenades that you're getting so many chaotic bursts that it's just stupid. As we all know, Rogue can have like tons of stun grenades, right? So you can get grenades here from, what was it? Spending energy releases stun grenades. You have a bonus damage to stun grenades. You have your breaking stealth drop stun grenades. You have kill drop smoke grenades and death trap throw stun grenades too, right? So you have like tons of skills that work with stun grenades and that give you bonus stun grenade damage as well. And then you have a ring for stun grenades too. Wasn't there a Saboteur Signet? Yeah, your casting core skills has a chance to throw stun grenades too. Maybe? You know? Zaichi, thank you for your 72 centuries of support, Zaichi. Appreciate it. Is the Necro build an S tier 1? Necro has a infinite spamming Bloodwave build. Okay. So right now you have, as the most obvious build for Necro, a Bloodwave build that works different. For a lot of the other stuff to be useful, there need to be changes happening. Okay. But so far, it kind of works. Okay. So we got like 90 here. The advantage for Bloodwave Wisp, you do this. That's the build. Right? So you're gonna end up doing like tons of, like, see 200 billion, there was 2. So this can do up to trillions as well. But the good thing is that every second Bloodwave is overpowered. Okay? Not every Bloodwave, every second Bloodwave is overpowered. The problem is that you're forced to play maximum attack speed, right? So you gotta run up to the enemy, maximum attack speed, and then you just kill them. And you actually either required to get Shroud of the False Death, or you're required to get an amulet that says imperfectly balanced, ranks imperfectly balanced. Otherwise, the build actually doesn't work. So it's kind of intriguing that we get something, and minions are also strong, right? But in order for this specific build to work, and this is, by the way, the weakest version of this, so it can do trillions of damage relatively easy if you masterwork the right things. But yeah, you already need Shroud of the False Death or the right amulet, or you can forget about playing this. Because in order for this to work, you need Crown of Lucian, and Crown of Lucian is going to make your Blood Wave cost 144 energy in the long run if your Blood Wave is costly enough. And we need this cost that then, with the Banished Lord's Talisman, every second Blood Wave would be overpowered. Because Blood Wave is using up all your energy, so every cast uses up all the energy. That means that every second Blood Wave is guaranteed overpowered. You don't need to run around and pick up Blood Orbs. You don't need to do anything, right? You just need to spam the good old Blood Wave, and it just does fantastic. And that's what you would like to see, right? This is what we want. We just want to spam Blood Wave again, like the good old times. Not this, like, wait for the triple cast to be over, wait for the triple cast to be over. Does the Skeleton Mage build work? The Skeleton Mage build works, and it works actually better than ever. Because you can take your Hand of Nas, which gives you 120% bonus damage as a glove, and you can put that as your boots, for example. We actually have here, where is the armory? Save. So we had the build, and it was, for example, playing the Litless Wall as your boots, because the Litless Wall gives you 20% bonus damage per Bone Storm you have. Bonus crit damage. The problem is that it didn't calculate. So I got 20 bonus Litless Walls, and I didn't get 400% bonus crit damage. But I could already do 100 billion damage with the build, okay? You can also have your Ring of Mandel not be a ring, right? Your Ring of Mandel can be your helmet if you wanted to. You're running Blood Wave right now. Well, you don't need Blood Wave cooldowns anymore. That's the whole point. We're not even playing the pants. Because you have something called alternating, alter the balance. Alter the balance says that your ultimate skills are now altered to be core skills and have no cooldown but cost 50 essence. Since they cost 50 essence, you can increase the cost of the skill with Crown of Lucian and General Imperfectly Balanced to then have it cost 144, and then you can just spam it away. But it's a core skill now, so it has no more cooldown. You don't have to go for a single point of cooldown reduction, and you can just massacre it away. It's too good to be true. Very powerful. Yeah, you don't have to collect orbs for this anymore. So it's definitely a nice way to play. There's also a Chaotic Burst Shadow build, so you're using the Shadow. Generally, everything in Necro will be Darkness and then getting yourself a, like this item here. This is the Bloodless Scream. The Bloodless Scream says your Darkness skills chill enemies, and then your Darkness skills do 240% increased damage. Huh? That's crazy. The same is, I can put my Eben Piercer Amulet as my boots. Hey chat, who remembers the Eben Piercer Amulet? This one gives me 13 ranks to Reaper's Pursuit. Oh, let me quickly check. Reaper's Pursuit says, for each darkness skill on your action bar, you get 36% bonus damage. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 darkness skills. Cool. And that's my pair of boots, right? What build will be fast without a teleport? There we go. So you're going to take this druid here, called the Minced Beef Druid. Not because he likes minced beef, because he makes minced beef. Okay. Mats Pedersen. And this druid gets massively more movement speed whenever the Cataclysm is active. And the Cataclysm is always active. Right? So you're going to activate Cataclysm that, and then you're going to do this. And what's so powerful about this build is that you're actually not in need of fighting. Okay? So you're just walking. It's not a fighting build, okay? It's a lover build. Because you're just walking from this point, and you're dudes are just doing trillions of damage. So you're pretty much just zooting around. Zooting and pooting. You don't actually stop. And that's why I like this build so much. Because it could always just go forward. This build can't do bosses, sir. Have you ever played this build? Because you clearly haven't. It's absolutely meant to be a bossing build as well. Is there any hope for Nature's Fury? In which way? Mountain. So yeah, that's probably one of my personal favorite builds. Gotta say it's close between this, the Raven, and the Puddle Stomper. They're all three just exceptionally great builds to play and mess around with. I have a hard time deciding which one I prefer more. Because all of them are just great. I mean, Druid has yet to disappoint me in any meaningful way, right? It's just, there he goes down. We didn't have the Cataclysm activated chat, so we're missing out on the damage. I thought we were running Flash Render. We tried Flash Render, didn't work. Is there a starter version of this build? We have a full video up from Season 8 that explains the build, Fonsky. Just saying, in case you haven't watched it. What you definitely need is the Dolmen Stone. Dolmen Stone has your boulders hover around you. And then you need to have your Hurricane have as much duration as cooldown. Actually, more duration than cooldown. Because as long as your Hurricane is active, the boulders will rotate around you. Right now, you can see that I need actually more duration. So my masterwork of hitting this one twice is definitely needed. But I am at 23.4% out of 29.3% possible. You can see I should have it that way. When you play bug class is going to be nerfed anyways. Nazgul, there's nothing bugged about this. I see you have been in the internet and you have not paid attention. The only thing bugged right now is the overabundance working really well. This will probably get nerfed to 10% or 5%. Even if this gets nerfed to 10 or 5%, then I'm only going to do 10 trillion instead of 100 trillion damage. Oh no, boo-hoo, how sad. So why are we playing a class that's bugged? The class is not bugged. Nazgul. What's bugged is the interaction on the companion druid. So, like, I'll educate you because you seem to not be educated enough. And everyone that's missing it. So the Stormcrow druid currently has one single aspect that's overscaling. Okay? And that's the only bug thing. The aspect we're talking about is the aspect of Wild Rage. This one here. Wild Rage. The aspect of Wild Rage, if you put it on, casting a companion skill has a 40% chance to activate a companion skill and reduce its cooldown by 5 seconds. That one makes you do negative and take out quintillion damage. So that is an infinite scaling shebang bang. Let's see which one we could put out for this. Probably this one. Let's do Wild Rage for a second. So that is the only one that goes too far right now. Everything else is working as intended, more or less, plus Overabundant being probably too strong. So, there we go. Wild Rage. It's sad also that we can't play Wild Rage because you want to have it. So what you're going to do now is you're going to do damage and damage and damage and damage, and your damage just goes infinitely higher. Because for some reason, Wild Rage just interacts that way that it just leads you to quintillions of damage. Now, that being said, even without the Wild Rage, we've already been doing, like, right, heavily trillions of damage, right? But that just with Wild Rage, it just goes further, further, and further. I mean, obviously, the enemies are just not enough alive right now to even reach these values because everything just dies a little bit too quick. Sorry, chat. Things are just dying too quick to go to that point. But yeah, Druid should, like, as you, like, you know, as you see, without this, we're already strong. The main culprit is definitely Overabundance. But again, that one will probably be balanced. That being said, maybe not. I mean, maybe it's Druid's time to shine. I'm not too mad about it. Knowing about the interaction is half the rent. So if you know why the build is good, that's great. And if you then know what the nerf or balance will do, that's also good. And then we can make fantastic builds. Is there a basic attack build for the druid by getting Great Stuff of the Crone away from the weapon slot and use something Shard of Arathia as a weapon? I hate basic attack builds. Koala. So the thing is that I hate basic attack builds. Therefore, I can't actually tell you if there is one. I haven't messed around with it. I can crunch the numbers and see. Technically, you do have the aspect of Moonrise, and you do have the aspect of Wild Moonrise and adaptability, and you can get it away from the weapon slot. And if you get away the Great Stuff of the Crone from the weapon slot, I don't have class uniques. If you get the Great Stuff of the Crone away from the weapon slot, you could play Moonrise or adaptability on your weapon, which is insane, obviously. Yeah. Did I miss a rogue build? No, we haven't done a rogue build yet. We also won't do a rogue build. So what we're going to do tomorrow, again, chat, there is a stream tomorrow. So today was Druid Day, because I wanted to give you a video tomorrow morning about the 3 Druid builds. Like, we get the Pulverized Druid, we get the Stormcrow Druid, and we get the Boulder Druid. So 3 OP Druids. Then tomorrow, we're going to work with Spiritborn, Rogue, and we're also going to work with Spiritborn, Rogue, and Barbarian. That's going to be my pledge tomorrow to give you cool things. Okay? Graggle, thank you very much for your 6 months of support already. I'll be ending it for now because, ladies and gentlemen, my children have asked me to go to their tumbling lessons, whatever it's actually called in English. But we have a stream tomorrow, and we have another video coming tomorrow morning as well. So thank you very much for coming today. Don't forget to watch our video that has 3 top builds already in there. This is the video. Go watch it. We got the Sorc, we got the Druid, we got the Necro in there. It's amazing. And if you want to know more about the Druid builds, we actually build them live here on stream, so you can just go back in the VOD to see the Pulverized build and to see the Stormcrow build being built. Or you just wait for tomorrow for the video. Thank you for coming, and take care.